Why aren't you listening to me? Doesn't anybody ever listen to me? Listen to me? Listen to me? Listen to me? Blame yourselves for this fucking word salad that I just spit all over the goddamn plate. This is all your fault. You and I like to. That's it. I work under the cover of darkness because I don't need the rest of society to look in my eyes and know that is a bad person. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. This is not a show I wanted to do, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. I will not lie to you. This is going to be a fucking slog. This will be, you know what, you might as well just go into a dentist's office and go, hey, do me a favor, jam a drill into my fucking ear for the next goddamn hour and a half. And by hour and a half, that is long. We're going to be lucky. We're going to be lucky to get to the 60 fucking minute mark here with the way I got to listen to myself. Folks, I should tell you right now, it's like 7:20 p.m. on Wednesday night. Now, I usually come here between 4 and 5. But folks, this is a show I've been avoiding. I didn't want to do this fucking show. I did. I want to do shows, all right? I enjoy shows. You like shows, right? Do you enjoy shows that have me in them? I certainly like doing shows that have me in them. I rarely enjoy shows that don't have me in them. I'm going to be honest with you. Certainly, I don't like doing shows that don't have me in them because that just means I'm standing there going, oh, I wish I could talk. But you may have noticed there's a difference with this show. I'll get to it. Oh, fuck. All right. I'm going to start from the beginning here. Yesterday afternoon, I got a phone call from our friend Lily Von Stupp. That's the producer. You can hear her in the background. I think. I don't know. I don't know with this new fucking setup. I have no idea what you guys can hear and what you can't hear. But I'll fucking get to that. Mother of fucking God. All right, so yesterday, all right, let me update you on the saga if you're new. And if you're new, it was nice meeting you because I know you'll never be back. I know you will fucking never be back after hearing me do a show from the bottom of a goddamn well. Holy fuck. All right. I didn't want to do this. I don't. And look, I understand, folks. I'm supposed to be entertaining and I'm supposed to be funny. And this might not be the week for that. This might just be the week of you sitting with your fucking old Jewish man friend bitching and moaning about whatever the fuck happens to wander into his eyesight. Or your ear sight. Ear what? What do they call it? Ear shot. There you go. Fuck! I can't even think. All right. Because I got shit jammed on my ears. Yeah, that's right. Yesterday. All right, so look, 3 weeks ago, whatever the fuck. I had a headset. I had a headset microphone, all right? It was like earbud or cans, like big cans that went over my ears. Go watch the fucking YouTube clips that you folks never watch, and you'll see it. I think I'm wearing it in one of them, for Christ's sake. It's a fucking headset and it's got a microphone that swings around. It looks like a little boom mic in front of my mouth. And then it sits there, and I'm free to move about the apartment. Oftentimes, I will do jumping jacks. Sometimes, I will do push-ups. Sometimes, I will just do a Sudoku. I will go off to the corner. I'll walk away. But the thing is, I'm mobile. I'm fucking mobile because I got fucking, I don't have to hold anything. I don't have to move anywhere. I don't have to be isolated. I got a spinny chair. I can fucking roll around and lean back and do whatever the fuck I want with that headset microphone. All of a sudden, a couple of weeks ago, for some reason, the microphone part worked. The headset took a fucking powder. I have no idea where it went, but it fucking disappeared. So I then started doing a show where I couldn't hear myself in my own fucking head. And I think we all know how important it is for me to hear myself. Not just because I love myself, but for some reason, it's just because, I've become fucking accustomed to doing it this way. I want to hear myself. That's it. And I just need to hear what I'm saying. I need to hear myself in my ears. I need to talk. I need it cranked up as loud as I fucking can be. So 3 weeks ago, there was no headset. And, I talked about it and bitched about it all throughout the fucking show, and I'm sure you people were sick of it. Hold on a second. Something just happened there. Did you hear that? Fuck. All right. So then the next week, I think I took them off, and Lily's like, I'll order new ones. And I said, all right, well, look, I can order them. It's fine. Because I got to pay for them anyway. She's like, no, I'll pay for them. I use them too. I go, Lily, you don't have to pay for the headphones. It's ridiculous. You don't have to do that. I can pay for them. And she goes, no, I use them for that too. And I don't know if that was a weird ownership thing. Like she wanted to say they were hers. I don't know why the fuck it turned into a circus. All right. But she decided she had to pay for them and she had to order them. I was out of the equation. All I wanted was the brand name. Give me the fucking brand name. I'll order them. I even wanted to drive around to some places around here and look for them. She's like, no, I can take care of it. I'll order them. And I said, oh, okay, that's fine. And then you folks stepped up, a lot of you, and started to donate money, and a lot of you allocated that money for the headphones. So before I even knew it, I had more than enough money to cover the fucking headphones that I had to buy. And I'll throw this out there too. The headset is like $300. All right, the headset microphone with the with the cans and the fucking boom mic, whatever the fuck. It's $300, $275, $300. I don't know, something like that. I wouldn't know because I wasn't privy to the information of what the fuck brand it was or what page it was on. She kept it very well hidden from me. All I knew is I would come in and put them on my head and I'd talk. And then when I said to her, I go, what kind are they? Oh, I got it. No, it's okay. I don't mind ordering them. I'll go ahead and pay. I got it. Again, I don't know if it's because she wanted to say in the future they were hers when the inevitable fucking split happened and I walked out of here and stormed out and I wanted to grab them and go, these are mine. I paid for them. Rawr. Or if when we went to divorce court, eventually, finally, they were going to go ahead and parcel everything up, and she was going to go, no, the headphones are mine, and I was going to go, no, I paid for them. I don't know if it's just gun shy from her 9 divorces. I have no idea why the fuck she didn't want me to pay for them, but for some reason, she didn't want me to go ahead and pay for them, so she went ahead and took the lead. Fine. So this is 3 weeks ago. Then, look, here's the thing. If I would have ordered them, folks, oh my Christ, if I would have ordered them, and I would have gotten the shipping. I would have paid for extra fucking shipping. I would have paid, I don't care, $30 to have them there the next fucking day to make sure I had them there the next fucking week because this is a pain in the ass to do a show without them. It just is. All right. So the next week, I get a phone call and she says, hey, I ordered them. They're not here. So I got to do another show with the shitty headset. And so I show up and I talk and then I bitch to you folks about how I can't hear myself. And fine, everybody goes about their day, so that's good. And by the way, again, there is no funny in this. I recognize that. I completely understand that there is no fucking funny in this, but there is just a guy who is going downhill with no fucking brakes because everything has broken bad. So then the third week comes along, and it's like, oh, well, of course the headset will be there by now, right? No, the headset did not arrive. I don't know why. Again, if I would have handled the ordering, I would have ordered the shipping. I would have been calling customer service. I would have been an asshole about it. I mean, I would have just been a complete jagoff. But our friend Lily is very busy. All right, she's got a Vegas trip to go to. She's got like 2 shows that she books. She's in the middle of meetings with all sorts of people all over Hollywood about all sorts of different things, different venues, putting together other things, making her ideas come to life so she can finally leave me in the fucking dust and not have to sit here while I fucking blow dry her without a word to say. And I get that. Because she's in control of the Monday Night Tea. She's in control of these other venues. She's in control of these other things. She can go ahead and make sure that it's all Lily Von Stupp Productions and Monday Night Teas and Enterprises and whatever the fuck. She doesn't have to be a part of Mike Schmidt Inc. and get fucking yelled at. And I don't mean to yell at her. I'm not yelling at her. I'm just yelling in her fucking vicinity. And if she wants to listen to it, she can. Third week, no headset. So now I'm fucking... look, you know me, all right? I fear change. I don't like things that are bad. Which means I hate this show. Holy shit. Do I hate this week's show? Because if I don't like things that are bad, I certainly do not enjoy what's happening right now because I am just doing nothing but fucking crying like a lady and I don't fucking care because you know what? I have to. I goddamn have to. When you know what? And when you hear what I'm sitting here and dealing with, although you fucking hear it right now because you can hear it in your fucking headset that I sound completely different, you'll know exactly why I'm bitching. And you'll be like, oh, I understand why he's bitching. Of course, I'm with him, right? You'll side with me. You probably won't. I don't fucking care. Doesn't matter. Third week, no fucking headset. So I look at Lily, and again, pleading in my eyes because I didn't get to order them. I don't know what their brand they are. I don't know where they're from. And by the way, I said I would pay for them, and Lily's like, I'll pay for them. And then when we get all the donations, Lily's finally like, well, we can split it. So I get to pay for half. So then if there's a divorce, I guess I get the left ear. I can just go ahead and saw them in half and take the left ear with me, and then I can hold it up like Robin Gibb and do a fucking show. I don't know what the point was. I don't know why she had to pay. I don't know why I had to split it. I don't fucking know. Let me pay for the fucking headset. I do the fucking show. I understand someday in the future you may do another burlesque podcast sometime before 2013, and you want to say you own the headset so you can use it for that. Did you fear that if I didn't pay for them, or that if I did pay for them, I would limit their usage? Like, no, I'm sorry. No, you can't put them on a talking monkey for your fucking burlesque show. They're only good for the 40-year-old boy podcast. Done. I paid for these motherfuckers. I don't want to come in here and find rouge all over the goddamn microphone. No, thank you. These headsets smell like desperation and glitter. Get them off. What the fuck? I don't know who the fuck's wearing them, but I don't want to see it ever again, God damn it. The only desperation I want on this headset is my desperation, motherfucker. Third week, no headset last week. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I can't, because Lily doesn't, she controls a lot of things. In my world, Lily controls this show. She controls when it goes up. She controls how it sounds. She controls if it's funny. I understand all that. I make sure of that. And I'm glad that she does that for me. But there are some things Lily doesn't control, like UPS. For some reason, she has no control over the guys in the brown suits. She does when they come to the door and she flashes them a boob and then it's like, oh, here we go. Then she can get whatever the fuck she wants. Some guy could walk up to deliver her package and she fucking lifts her shirt up and he's like, hey, I got some more shit on the truck. You want to come down and take a look? Just to get her inside the truck and boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my truck. So then she controls them when they're here. But unfortunately, when they're not here, she can't just use her mind and fucking think about getting UPS to bring the fucking headset here. She could have had a little modicum of control if she would have gone ahead and, I don't know, paid for the motherfucking next day shipping, which I wanted. Go ahead, say something. Talk. I fully expect you to talk.
No, you're having fun.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not having fun. I could not be having less fun. This is fucking grim. I think we both know that this is grim. This isn't fun at all. I'm only happy that it seems like my throat has healed. Because then I don't... Look at... Oh, my God. Hear that, folks? You hear how different that's... Oh, fuck. I'll get to that. So talk. If you got something, seriously. Because, I want to know. We almost did this...
I still don't know why it didn't ship when it was supposed to, and it didn't ship with today.
Okay, stop right there.
I still have not gotten a call back from the company I bought them from.
Pause. 1 second. Did you buy them on Amazon or did you buy them straight from the company?
I bought them on Amazon.
Okay, but you have to go through the company, but you can't go through Amazon customer service?
No.
All right, let me finish this, and then we'll get into this a little more.
Okay.
All right, you actually probably should have a microphone for this, because there's...
I wish I did, but you're using my speaker.
Oh, I'll get to it. I'll fucking get to it. So 3 weeks without a headset, 3 weeks of me crying about it, 3 weeks of me bitching to you guys and telling you, hey, look, I can't hear myself, but I hope you can hear me, not knowing what's going on. That's 3 weeks. So then yesterday, I figure, I don't even call Lily because she was, I was busy this weekend. She's busy this weekend. Our hours are different. She was in Vegas all weekend, fending off Johns. And so I'm going to tell that story just for no reason. All right, Lily is at a show apparently at the Orleans Casino on Saturday night. And as she's leaving at 3:15 in the morning after saying her goodbyes and watching all the burlesque people, she's in a red dress with a slit up to her vagina, basically. And she's got her hair all jacked up. She's got glitter on her face. She's got all sorts of makeup on. She's dressed like she's going to do a burlesque podcast is what she's dressed like, folks. And she's got, there was one other key, leopard skin wheelchair. So she's in her leopard skin wheelchair. And she's rolling through the casino. And some old guy sees her. Not old, like she said he was a normal, like an older guy. And just khaki pants, just a blank slate. And he walks up and he's like, hi, can I give you a little help? And she's like, no, I got it. And she starts rolling through the casino again in her anti-Mayhem costume with her fucking leopard skin wheelchair. And then the guy, she said she could feel the guy behind her. He's following her. And then they get to the front door, and he's like, "Can I get the door for you?" And she's like, "There's a wheelchair, a handicap button. Just punch the button. We're fine." So he hits the button. She rolls outside, and she gets in the cab line, and he gets in the cab line behind her, and he leans forward and he goes, "So, do we have to get a special cab for your wheelchair?" And she says, "What?" And he goes, "Do you need a special cab for your wheelchair?" And she goes, "Well, no, my wheelchair fits in the trunk. It's fine." And he says, "No, I'm asking if we need to get a larger cab for us and your wheelchair." And she's in the cab line in Vegas. There's like 35 people around now. And Lily looks up at him and goes, "Oh, my God. You think I'm a crippled hooker, don't you?" Yells it, top of her lungs. Which I know is hard for you folks to believe that Lily would go ahead and yell and make a scene. And by the way, when I say make a scene, I mean a verbal scene. Because let's face it. If you're wearing a goddamn, fucking Mexican hat dance dress that's slid up to your vag, with your hair tweezed up all the way to the fucking sky and glitter makeup all over that looks like you put it on with a shotgun.
Wow.
I got to be honest with you. I'm on the side of nondescript guy. I got to think. I got to think you're at least a trollop. His mistake is not asking you in the building if you're working.
That's right.
His presumption that he's getting in a cab with you, I find a bit odd. I don't know if he was. You know what? He sounds like a pickup artist. You know those pickup artist dudes on VH1, where they nag you and they give you all sorts of negative, and then they insinuate themselves into your thing. I don't like those verbal tricks. Fuck all that bullshit. You want to fuck me? Then say you want to fuck me, but don't trick me into you're gonna get into the cab with me. That's awful. And the worst part is, you know what's funny is that so Lily loses her mind. She's like, "You think I'm a crippled hooker? I am not a crippled hooker." And everybody starts murmuring, of course. And the guy's like, and then she goes, "I'll have you know I'm a stripple." And she said he made a face all of a sudden what does that mean? Yes? I mean, am I getting the go ahead to bang this chick? What's happening? Are we getting in a fucking wheelchair? A friendly cab? I don't know. But then Lily, of course, she spins her wheelchair around 3 times like Candyman, and then a fucking cab comes up and she rolls in and gets in it. And she said the guy just wandered off toward the parking lot solo
Awesome.
to go beat off and dream of the time he almost nailed a crippled stripper hooker. That's the trifecta at that point. Jesus Christ. Were you wearing heels?
I was like big ones.
Were they on or off?
I was wearing them.
Oh, because I was thinking how many fetishes could this dude get?
Really?
Because Lily said that. She's like, how? She goes, what if you had a crippled hooker fetish? And I'm there. She goes, and then she's like, all of a sudden she went soft on the guy. She's like, I don't blame the guy, I guess. I'm like, what do you mean? But she put him in his place, got in the cab, and then drove off. So that's what Lily was doing this weekend. Instead of calling to find out where my fucking headset was, she was making some spare money from some guy in khaki pants, humiliating him for all to see outside the Orleans. And you're outside the Orleans casino. He should have just said, "Dance with me." He wants to feel your partner. Can't you see? All right. So he wants to be your partner, not feel your partner. He wanted to feel your parts, not your partner, your parts. I whistled that S. All right, folks. So 3 weeks without a headset, you would think Lily would make a phone call, do something. She tells me she's got to call into these people. I don't fucking buy it. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. How do these people, who doesn't answer you? Who doesn't talk to you? Who doesn't call you back? So I got a phone call yesterday from Lily. And look, to her credit, she called me at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. I didn't get back to her until around midnight because my hours are fucked. All right. I didn't get up. I got up and then I got tied up in overtime hockey. That's a reason not to make a fucking phone call, isn't it? But at that point, we're fucking. I'm fuck that. I don't get any blame in this. So I get up and Karen said, "Hey, Lily called. You need to call her." And she said she wanted to check with you about tomorrow. Well, I just assumed it was what time I'm getting here or anything like that because there was no urgency to it, at least according to my wife. There was no. Hey, I don't know if you're aware of this. There's been a massive equipment failure. I don't know. None of that was transferred to me verbally or orally or written, wordily. Yeah. So I shined it. Sat there and watched some overtime hockey. And again, I fully understand if you folks want to just go ahead and click this off. I don't blame you. I want to turn myself off. All the last 3 weeks I haven't been able to hear myself talk. This would be the week I don't want to hear myself talk. So this all dovetailed nicely. I figured, you know what, if I can't hear myself anyway, I'm going to do a fucking show I wouldn't want to hear in the first fucking place. So, I finally get a hold of Lily last night, and it's like midnight, I think. And she says, I go, "How you doing?" She goes, "Oh, I just had the worst fucking day of my life." Now, with Lily, the range for what that could mean. Like, I don't know if she just found out she has a baby and it died, or someone put tomato on her sandwich. I mean, literally, it could be anywhere in that spectrum. the worst fucking day of Lily's life. It all depends on what mood she's in because that's who she is. Everything is because she is predisposed to drama. She will pretend that she's not. She will shake her head now like she is. But I love my friend Lily. But if you sat here and listened to some of the stuff I listened to, and look, we all have our own compartments of drama. All of us have our own thing because what might be a big deal to me is certainly not a big deal to you. Case in point, this fucking show. This is a huge fucking deal to me. You don't care. You hear me talk and you're just like, why? It doesn't sound any different to me. Yes, I get that. But if you saw me right now with my fucking, I'll explain it. So last night she said it's the worst fucking day of her life, and I'm like, all right, what could that possibly mean? It could mean anything. It could mean the mail didn't come. It could mean that she was stabbed. Seriously. So I literally just leaned back to brace myself for the oncoming Lily verbal hurricane that's going to explain the worst day of her life, not knowing that I was right in the eye of that motherfucking hurricane. Turns out Lily yesterday gets my headset. She ordered the headset from Amazon, and it shows up, and she's all excited. She says she opens it up. There's no cord in the headset. Now, if you guys have been paying attention the past 3 weeks, the cord was the problem. Because the cord, Part of the problem? I don't give a fuck. The whole thing's a mess. But as far as I knew, it was the cord because the cord, she tried to solder it and it didn't work. So that there was a problem with the connection. Who the fuck knows? Bottom line, what the fuck are you doing shipping a new goddamn headset without a cord attached? Are you shitting me? So now I don't know who to be mad at. She says that sentence, and I'm like, all right, am I mad at Amazon? Am I mad at the people who make the headphones? Or am I mad at Lily for not making sure there's a cord? But I mean, I get she can't run to Boston and put a fucking cord in the box, right? But at the same fucking time, did you buy? All right, here, these are questions I had because I will tell you this. She starts talking last night, and she tells me that the headset and then no cord. And then she got into some more stuff that I'm going to get into in a second. And I floated away. I didn't fucking listen to a word of it because it would have been a huge fucking brawl because I would have asked questions you don't want to answer, and you would have been like, I know you'll answer them, but I'm like, the answers are not going to be what I want to fucking hear. So I would have just I would have blown dry you, and because you think I went no breaks here from this point on? You should have heard her last night, man. It was the worst fucking day of my life, and then and it went on, and it went on, and on, and it went fucking on, and she explained everything, and I heard it all, and I had challenges, and I wanted to object, Your Honor, and I wanted to interject myself and say, hey, wait, why this, and why this, and why not this? But you can't fucking do that, because again, she's already pissed off, and she's telling me all the shitty things that she went through, so the last thing somebody who went through a shitty day and dealt with all this bullshit wants to hear is, wait a minute, why the fuck did that happen? Nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't even want to say it, for God's sakes. But now we're going to say it. Because I've let her say her piece. And I'm sitting here now talking into a fucking coffee can. So you order the headset.
Yes.
Did you buy it new or used?
New.
You bought a new headset.
Yes.
All right. You're sure?
Would you like the invoice?
I will see the invoice at some point.
Okay.
But because I have to pay you for it. But I don't, and I need the invoice then for tax. But here's what I don't get. When you ordered it, did it say there was a cord involved? Does it say there's a cord on the box?
No, the box never says that. Generally, it's sold, and at that price, it would have come with a cord.
All right, stop right there. What does that even mean?
It means that
there's no way.
Without the cords, they sell them with the cords.
Well,
I bought these. I haven't had to buy a headset mic now in probably 5 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't go, oh my God, make sure. I read the description, and it says the biodynamic with the single cord coming out with the split.
But let me ask you
But
this.
it didn't say cord not included, which it should have.
It should
so
say.
I've already sent that complaint to Amazon as well.
All right, hold on. Don't you realize how important this is to me?
Yes, and it's just as important to me. And seriously,
So you
if
can't.
you had been here when I was here, we would have had a fight over who's going to punch who first. I was fit to be died. And then I went, how could you be so stupid to not actually just call and ask that question? Well, it's been 5 years since you had to order a mic. It wasn't on the top of my head.
Look, I'm an amateur. I'm a nobody. All right, all I am is a voice. I use the equipment. I don't know fuck all about it. But how the fuck do they ship a new headset without a cord? That makes no sense. 0 cents.
It's a professional headset mic.
Yes.
You may make a cord that is not a split to a headphone jack and an XLR. You may make one that is a combo, that is whatever, and so you'll buy the cord that's open-ended and you make your own ends.
See, folks, what does that even mean? I don't even know what any of that meant. It just literally, get me a fucking cord. That's the bottom line. I don't give a shit about XLR. I don't give a shit about this or that. I just need a fucking cord. What is wrong with these people in Boston? They don't give me a goddamn cord. Who doesn't ship a cord? You're shipping a headset. That's like sending me the fucking headset, but with 2 left ears. What the fuck? You imagine that? I try to put it on. It's a fucking perched on the side of my head. I got no right ear happening. What the fuck? What is this company? I'm going to rip right now. Yeah. Fuck them.
Remember when you buy this type?
Yeah, this type of this thing that I'm fucking walking into.
Come with a cord?
Because that's a microphone. This whole thing is one self-contained piece. A headset with a headset microphone. That's why it's called a headset microphone. That's why it's called a headset microphone.
I know.
I guess it should be called headset microphone cord box shipping packaging peanuts. So I make sure I get every fucking thing that I goddamn paid for. Oh, fuck. So she starts talking. She starts talking about the headset and there's no cord. I hear there's no cord. And again, I float away on a cloud of rage. I'm just like, oh, great. So what the fuck does that mean for tomorrow? So now I figure just tomorrow I got to come in and use a shitty headset and, same thing all over again? No, of course not, folks. Guess what? I don't even get to use the shitty fucking headset. You know why? Because Lily got the fucking cords, the headset without a cord. And I guess this is where I get lost. I get very lost here. And I'm sure this is going to turn into a mess. Again, and you can square my timeline on me. From what I heard, what you said, she found out there was no cord with the headset, so she immediately called around to stores in the area to try to get a cord that would work with that headset. And this is what Lily told me. And again, I don't believe it. I think you were exaggerating. She said she called 7 different stores, and they all said they had the cord. And then when she showed up, they didn't have it.
No. I said most of them didn't have it. The one told me they had it. I got there, and it's not the cord for the right headset.
So you didn't go to 7 different stores?
No, I ended up going to 1, 2, 3, 4 different stores because I immediately drove to Sam Adams.
All right, well, but did you call all of those 4 stores, and they said that they had it, and you showed up?
On top of that, I called 11 different places. I went to
right.
or called 11 places.
But when you told me on the phone last night, you made it sound like you called these places, and they all went, yeah, we got it. And then you showed up, and they all went, oh, we don't have it.
No.
And you spent all day chasing fucking rainbows at these goddamn stereo stores.
Driving to 4 different stereo shows and having to go back to 2 of them after the other problem I had.
Yeah, let's get into the other problem you had. So Lily then, I guess, goes on this fucking scavenger hunt for cords. And can't find them because apparently every serial killer in the Los Angeles area has bought them to tie their victims' hands with. So they're out. These people have no cord. She's gone to stores. She calls stores. She goes all over the place. And then, here's again where it gets blurry. I don't know what happened. So she came home, and then she tried to take the cord from the old headset and hook it up to the new headset. And then she used it in her mixing board or recording board, and then she fried her recording board.
No, I didn't fry it. Something fried it, and I don't know what. But not any of my microphone inputs would then work on my old. So I think either a fuse blew in it or something's inside. So now my board doesn't work.
So the recording board, which is the mixing board, which is, I guess, and again, I don't know how this works. Folks, if I had any clue how this worked, Lily wouldn't be dealing with this headache right now. All right? Because I'd be sitting at my home with some fucking bullshit cans and talking into a goddamn can and string at my house.
That is not true.
It's true. So she fries her board out, and then she's like, oh, and I had to buy a new board for, what was it, a grand or whatever?
No, it was about almost like $450 with tax.
So $450. She has to go buy a new recording board. And then she tries to jimmy the old cord with the headsets into the headset. I went away. I didn't even fucking listen to it last night. Because I heard her say, I got to go to 7 different places, and I showed up and they didn't have it, and something about the DTX something, and we thought you meant the other one, and I'm listening to all this, and again, you think I'm talking a lot? Again, she talked for 7 minutes nonstop, just did not, and I didn't interrupt her, and she's going on, and I'm just like, and all I heard was tomorrow's gonna suck. That's all I heard. All I knew was tomorrow's going to suck because I got to use the shitty headset. That's it. I got to use the shitty headset. I'm like, I can't believe again, one more week. And then I'm like, well, maybe one more week with the shitty headset and she can get the cord. She's like, oh, I called the customer service in Boston and they were already closed, so I don't know what's going to happen. Did you call customer service today?
No, I didn't even bother.
Okay.
I ordered 2 cords. I'm done. I ordered 2 cords from a different company that is in New York that I used to use. I had to go. I opened up my old computer and pulled up who my contact was in New York when I used to order for the radio show.
Again, folks, I recognize this is not the normal show. This is not the regular show that you enjoy. But I can't. I'm fucking. I did again. I didn't.
Even J&R doesn't even carry this headset anymore.
I don't know who J&R are. You're talking in circles. I get no. Again, I know nothing. I know nothing. All I know is I get to come here and finally, and at least use the shitty headset one more week. And I'm like, all right, I can go ahead and do that. So on the phone last night, she's talking. She's like, yeah, so I cannibalized that the cord from the old headset, and I had to hook it all up. And I said, oh, well, what does that mean? She goes, well, here's how tomorrow's going to work. And I knew then there was going to be trouble. She says, we're going to have to set up a microphone, an actual, like a microphone you would use on stage. And I said, what? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, and you're going to have to hold it for the show. And in my head, I went, what? And then she started to talk and she started to say, you know what, you can have a stand and you can do it. But I didn't hear any of that, quite frankly. All I heard was I had to hold a microphone for the entire fucking show. Like I was goddamn Gene Rayburn on the fucking Match Game. I have to sit here and talk and hold a microphone. And how, folks, do you know how retarded that would not only look but feel? You don't give a fuck how it feels, I'm sure, although you got to hear about it because I'm doing this fucking bitching now. But how retarded it would look. Like you couldn't even see me, and yet still I don't think I could function like a human being knowing that I was sitting here holding a fucking microphone like you pass around at a town hall meeting to ask questions of the goddamn president. I would have to hold the microphone the whole time and talking to it like I would just, oh, God damn it. And I know you don't care, and I know to you it doesn't mean anything, and it's not that big a deal, but Jesus Christ, it's huge to me. But now, in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, if I can hold the microphone, I still can't hear myself. I mean, I still can't wear the shitty headset. That's fucking finished. So what the fuck? And she starts talking, and then she goes, do you have earbuds? And I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, your tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds. Can you bring those over? And I was like, well, why do we need tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds? Sure, they're stylish. They come in a million colors. They're fantastic. The style is fantastic, but I don't know how that's going to help. She goes, no. She goes, I have to hook that into my new board, and you got to wear them while you're doing the show. I went, what? She goes, yeah, because then you'll be able to hear yourself. I said, yeah, but then I got shit jammed into my head. And she's just like, well, that's, it'll work out perfectly. You can hear yourself. Again, what better way to use the show than to use your Go ahead, say something. Go ahead, talk.
I said, or if you have a set of cupped earphones, bring those.
Yes, I was going to. You know what? It's funny. I had those, but then it became 1980, and I no longer had them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 2 sets. I can't find them.
I actually do have, you know what, it's funny, I do have a pair of big can headphones, but when you put them on, all you hear is Slow Ride by Foghat. So there's unfortunately no way that I could wear them and do the show and listen to fucking Slow Ride in my head. Although, quite frankly, I'm sure all of you folks right now are wishing, praying that you would have had a half-hour version of fucking Slow Ride to listen to rather than me fucking running downhill bitching about the fact that I got to use goddamn earbuds and a fucking standalone microphone. Folks, if you saw me right now, I'm sure you can hear it, okay? I'm sitting here with a fucking electric cock in my mouth and tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds jammed into my fucking mouth. It's retarded. And it shouldn't be. And I'm sure it doesn't even sound that bad, but it doesn't matter because in my fucking misfit head, I might as well be in a goddamn grave. Really? We're taking a picture now? Is that what we're going to do? Fantastic. Why, we're going to post that. Anywhere important or interesting? No, absolutely not. There's nowhere that would be important or interesting or anybody would even fucking care about this because are you filming or are you taping or are you taking a picture? Good. Guys, right now, why? So you'd prove that you can use some technology without fucking it up? Are you sure that's not going to fry the board or break the microphone cord or do what the fuck happened in the last fucking few days?
8 years old.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, but if shit breaks on fucking Monday, it can be fixed by goddamn Wednesday. If shit breaks a month ago, then why can't we get order it and get 2-day shipping and fucking or day shipping, next day shipping? I don't fucking care. I would have paid for it. Folks, I got big dick money. I can fucking swing it and get that fucking shit sent here. Thanks to you folks and your donations, thanks to tweakaudio.com/40 and all you people buying headsets, I got the kind of money that we need to go ahead and get me a headset and get it here the next fucking day. I don't give a fuck if it's like I got to call China and have some dude in a rickshaw run across the motherfucking Pacific Ocean and bring it to me. I don't give a fuck if I got to call Russia and have them launch it in a fucking missile and have it land in my goddamn courtyard. And I'll just peel it off the fucking nose cone and come in here and do a goddamn show. I don't fucking care. Give me a fucking number to call and let me tell them how much money I have and they will bring me the fucking headset with the cord. Don't make me fucking try to find it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. How does customer service work this way? How does retail work that way? Oh, they just sent without a cord, so we're fucked. We're not fucked. Get a goddamn cord in here. Well, sometimes you buy it and it doesn't say there's a cord in the box. What the fuck? Make sure there's a cord in the goddamn box. Otherwise, you got this. You got me sitting in a chair like a fucking child talking to a fucking microphone like I'm in a goddamn spelling bee with tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds jammed in my ears. And yes, they work perfectly. Yes, they look great. Yes, I've got one of each color in my ears, but so fucking what? That doesn't help. Tweakedaudio.com/40 is fantastic and they sponsor. You know what? Tweakedaudio.com, you got cords and shit. Send me a cord. What the fuck? You should have seen this fucking problem coming, Bruce. What the fuck is your problem over there? You and Peggy sending me willy-nilly fucking emails and shit. Bruce just sent me a fucking email. It's like, hey, I just decided to listen to some of the shows. Oh, really, Bruce? Good to see you're on board. I know your other podcasts have all got you very busy listening to their content because it's fucking fantastic. And I hope you don't tune into this one because, oh, unfortunately, you're going to hear it and go, oh, what the fuck happened to the sound on that? I don't think I want to listen to that ever again. Although I'll tell you what, folks, if you have your tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds in while you listen to this week's show, I'm not bitching at all. Just smooths it out, and it's me talking about my first kiss. Telling a beautiful story about me and Tina in kindergarten class and me seeing fireworks after she kissed me right on the lips. So, man, do I feel bad for you people who didn't buy tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds. Because you have just heard me bitch like a lady for about 30 minutes. But anybody who took the leap and bought Bruce's tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds and wore them for this fine show, oh, what a heartwarming tale, wasn't it? You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and coming up later, Ass or Cave? Ladies and gentlemen, with a phrase from the past of The 40-Year-Old Boy, please welcome Elvis Costello.
Oh, Kanye West, get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
Hi. I feel like I should pay all of you for the past half hour. Like I should. Like I was in a therapist's office and just fucking launched like an asshat. Just a verbal t-shirt cannon. All right. Well, that's what it was like. I just kept shooting shit at everybody, and they couldn't stop it if they wanted to. It's like when you're in the audience and someone shoots a t-shirt cannon, you can't just stop. No, we are not interested in t-shirts, and certainly not at high velocity. No, they just fucking fire them in. They don't care. Hitting kids in the face, they don't fucking care at all. And good for them. If I had that t-shirt cannon, I wouldn't even fucking aim it in the air. That guy, whoever's in the front row, is getting blasted. Fuck you, cotton chest. You're going down. Ha ha ha. Picking a big divot out of somebody's sternum with a fucking t-shirt at close range. You feel lucky, punk? I was just going to tell you something. What was I going to tell you? And then I said, I'll wait till it on the air. I don't remember what it was. It was something important, I'm sure. I hate forgetting shit. I'd remember if I had my headset on because it would keep my thoughts in my ears. They would. The earbuds from tweakedaudio.com/40 are fantastic for putting stuff into your head, but they're not good for keeping stuff in your head. They look like little plugs that go into your ears, and that's fine. But right now, all thoughts are just escaping right through my fucking ear holes. God damn it. All right. What the hell was I going to tell you? I had something to tell you. Oh, here's what I got to tell you. First of all, folks, if you've sent me an email, I'm behind. I'm trying. I really am. But people keep writing back. And not that I don't want you to write back. That's fantastic. But I'm answering people and trying to get people answered. So please know that you're on deck and you're going to get an email from me soon. Especially on Facebook. I'm way behind on Facebook. But people on in real life too. All right. So, but I got this email over the weekend. Hello, Mr. Schmidt. my name is Ed, or no, Tim. I don't know, Victor. I don't know what the fuck his name was, but he's like, I represent a radio show in Pennsylvania. He's a booker for them. And we would like to talk to you about your webpage, bookmeforyourwake.com. We found it and thought it was great. We would like to discuss it with you on the air. If you have time, please go ahead and give us a call. Let us know, and we will give you a number when you can get past the screeners. Thank you. Some radio show in Pennsylvania found bookmeforyourwake.com. And I don't know if they think it's real. Like, well, so I wrote them, and but again, I'm not a prank guy. I'm not a fucking crank call idiot. I'm not that guy. So I wrote him, and I said, look, I may have missed the boat on this, because he wrote me Saturday. I didn't write him back till yesterday. I said, I may have missed the boat on this, but I'm interested if you are. I said, but I will tell you that this is a goof. I'm sure you obviously, because I didn't want to presume they didn't think it was a goof. You know what I mean? So I was like, this is a goof, hyphen, obviously, hyphen, like we're all in on the joke, right? You know what I mean? Like, because in case they weren't, I wanted to include them, but also if they were, I didn't want to look like I was being an ass. So I said, obviously, this is a goof, obviously. I was something I brought up on my podcast, and then my producer ran with it, and we just made a page. But again, I'm happy to talk about it if you want to, because I'm hilarious. You know, gave them my name. We'll see if they write back. I'm assuming they won't. How did they even stumble upon that? That's what I don't know. Because if you know me from the podcast, or you heard it on the podcast, that's one thing. Then you would have said, hey, we listened to your podcast and we wanted to talk to you about this. But no, they found bookmeforyourwake.com on its own, and I guess presumed it was a business. And it is. By the way, folks, if you go to bookmeforyourwake.com, that offer stands. Again, it's all on there, because I expressed, the monetary offers I will take, and the photos I will take, and what I will do and what I will not do. And I reread it. I actually went and reread it, and then I went, yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Yeah, okay. I don't need to change the rates or anything like that. I'm good. If people want me to come and make them laugh at Awake for 2 hours, I can do it. Let's do it. God damn. You hear that? Oh, fuck. I keep kicking the mic stand, and just then I stood on it like a rake, and I went, watch it, right in my mouth. God damn it. Oh, fuck. So I'm sitting here with all right, I can't bitch about it. I already spent 36 minutes. You folks don't want to hear that anymore. You want to hear about bookmeforyourwake.com, which is a fantastic offer. And by the way, no matter how much you offer, Mr. Schmidt will not pose with the deceased. Mr. Schmidt is an entertainer. He's not a ghoul. God damn it, I'm great. Oh, I'm the best. All right, so, God, that's been on the web for like 4 years. It'll be there forever. Someday, at my own wake. They'll try to book me for myownwake.com. Although I'm attending my wake, I can tell you that. I'll be there. I don't know how funny I'll be. Depending on what they dress me in. I have no idea what they're going to do then. What if Karen did that? She put me in some weird outfit. Because believe me, I will be dead before her. There's no doubt. I used to always think I was going to be dead when I was 54. Did I talk about that on here? That was my number, 54. I don't know why. That was the number that was in my head all the time. Still is.
Is that when your dad died?
No, he was like 12. My dad, he was like 33 or something like that. Well, no, he couldn't have been. He was 26 when I was born. 13. Yeah, he's about 30. He was about 37, 36. Yeah. Yeah, I should remember, because I remember the year I passed, that thing where it's like, I'm now older than my dad was when he died. Whatever. No one cares. Nobody cares. Who cares? Plenty of people have lost loved ones and all sorts of things like that. No one wants that to happen. And that's happening to me now. Like, it's all falling apart. We're getting all these emails and, yeah, all right, look, this isn't funny, but I'll enjoy this. If we haven't been funny up to this point, why the fuck should I start now? I love my wife. All right. And my wife's family they're nice, and I like them too. Unfortunately, my wife's great aunt passed away a couple of weeks ago. And it's her Aunt Kate. And my wife loved Aunt Kate. I mean, really, really close to her, got along with her great. It was a big deal when she took me to meet Aunt Kate. And Aunt Kate is one of those, old ladies who, the older they get, the more lipstick they put on their face. Not even on their lips, on their face. So eventually they just look like a bullseye. You know what I mean? So Aunt Kate, we show up at her house, and she got all dressed up to meet me, and she's got like this lipstick all over her face and thinning hair. But she was awesome. I mean, I really loved her. She was a really sweet old lady, and her husband was named Leo. Oh, Leo, you filthy pig. Because Leo would, put his feet on the coffee table or whatever he would do. Karen told me all about it. But Leo had passed by the time I meet Aunt Kate. So we go to Aunt Kate's house, and Aunt Kate's got a little doggy. She's got like a little wiener dog, a little dachshund. And he's walking around, and she's all nice to him, and he follows her. He's at her heels all over, because old people drop food all the time. Getting out of the shower, for some reason, an old person will drop half a sandwich. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know if it's trapped in their fucking bullseye lipstick vortex on their face, or if it's in their fucking thinning hair. I don't know, but wherever they go, they're dropping crumbs, and there was a dachshund around to eat it up. So he's following her all around, and Aunt Kate wanted to make me dinner. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to make you dinner." So it was Karen and I, and we show up at the house, just with Aunt Kate, three of us, and the dachshund. She made a ham. And I mean like a ham with a hoof on it. Like a big fucking ham with capers and 7-Up and the fucking cloves jamming in. You know what I mean? Like a ham, a giant ham. And I'm like, I don't even like ham. I got to be honest. I don't like hot ham. I mean, I've talked about that in here. I don't enjoy hot ham. I like bacon. I don't mind cold ham. Hot ham, thumbs down. Aren't you glad you learned that about me, folks? Oh, Christ, I don't like hot ham. So she makes the ham, and then she makes all these side dishes. And look, I was Fat Mike at the time, but even I can't eat an entire fucking ham. Not with the cloves in it. And I don't like hot ham. She makes a giant turkey. I'm in. I eat the whole thing. All right. But she made potato salad, homemade potato salad. And my mom used to make homemade potato salad. And Karen makes homemade potato salad. I love homemade potato salad, is what I'm getting to. Almost as much as I enjoy saying homemade potato salad. Why'd you say that 9 times? Because I don't know if it got picked up by the fucking microphone. God damn you, electric cock. All right. So she makes potato salad, and she's making ham, and then she's frying bacon. And I don't know what the bacon's for, but I'm all for bacon. Bacon can get insinuated in any meal as far as I'm concerned. Wrap that ham in bacon. Maybe I give it a day in court. I'm in. So she's frying a pan of bacon. She makes potato salad. And we're in the kitchen talking to her, and the dachshund's walking around, and he's eating whatever fuck falls on the floor, and he's fat. Oh, my God. How fat is this dachshund? His stomach drags the rug. That's how fat he is. So he's got his little wiener dog legs, but then his stomach drags. He's like a human, or not a human. He's like a dog broom. Because as he walks, whatever he doesn't eat, he sweeps up with his fat dachshund belly, which is full of dropped contraband from an old lady who doesn't know what she's doing. So, and you got to figure the old lady drops medicine too. Like the dog eats a Valium and knocks out and rolls over, right? That's got to happen. Old people drop medicine. What? Why are you sad? Make a fucking phone call. All right. You don't have the right to be sad this week. Give me a goddamn cord so I can hang myself with it after the first half hour of this goddamn show. All right, so she makes bacon, and she fries up the bacon, and she takes the bacon out, and I'm like, oh, to give you bacon and ham, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to tackle this meal, and she's got the whole potato salad out in a huge bowl, a gigantic fucking bowl, and she's like, you guys can take the leftovers, and she pulls the potato salad out of the fridge, and she puts it in the sink, which I don't understand. She puts a bowl of potato salad in the sink, and I think maybe because she doesn't have a lot of counter space, and we're doing this buffet style, but everything else is on the table. So I can't figure out what she's doing. And she finishes frying the bacon. Like I said, she takes the bacon out, and but the pan is over there. And she picks up the frying pan and dumps all of the bacon grease into the potato salad. All of it on top. Hot bacon grease on top of cold potato salad. And I think I may have actually said, "Oop." Because I was so horrified. I couldn't. It was like, no, I almost tackled the old lady. I'm like, dude, you can't ruin potato salad like that. What the fuck? Congealed bacon grease? Now, look, I like bacon, okay? And if you turn it into a nice bacon gravy, I'd eat on fucking anything. I don't give a fuck. I'd eat a cock with bacon gravy on it. I don't care. But Jesus Christ, she fucking pours this hot bacon grease all over the potato salad, and you ruined 2 things now. You ruined the bacon. I can't eat the ham. I was going to gorge on potato salad the entire fucking meal. Not now. It's covered in a fucking thick patina of hot bacon grease. Are you shitting me? I actually looked at Karen, and I was like, oh. And Karen's just like, oh, Auntie Kate, why'd you put the bacon grease in there? She goes, oh, I always do that. You know that. And I don't know if just she was getting old but I guess it's a German thing. I don't fucking know. All I know is that day I did not eat any potato salad. I scooped it onto my plate and put it down for dachshund belly. Right there. Take that, dog broom. And he wolfed it up because it smelled like bacon. I don't give a fuck if there were eggs and potato salad. I don't even know if dogs are supposed to eat that shit. All I know is believe me, it was covered in bacon grease. So whatever the fuck went into his stomach was covered by that thick bacon grease. And I'm sure he digested it. Well, it probably slid right the fuck through him. God damn it. He looked like a giant Good and Plenty. He was just long and round. All right. So that's my Aunt Kate story. Until this week, I thought, look, that's an Aunt Kate. That's a charming anecdote about an old lady who doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Okay. Aunt Kate dies, and Karen gets the message, and she's sad, and it hit her hard, and and what I was saying is we're in that mode now where we have to make sure we constantly have money to fly home for deaths, because I keep getting more and more bad news, and I'm not enjoying it. So Aunt Kate dies, and Karen decides, you know what, I'm going to be home at the end of May anyway. We'll visit her grave. I don't need to go home for the funeral and the wake, and that's fine. I said, all right, it's your decision, whatever you want to do. So Karen does not go home for the wake. But she's in constant contact with her sisters and her mom, and they're talking about what a lovely service it was and how everything was fine. And I see Karen with her phone, and she's texting. And Karen's doing a lot of that now, and it's driving me fucking crazy. She does it at dinner. She does it when we're watching TV. She's reading her Twitters. She's sending Twitters and texts, and I'm just like, I don't do that. And I can't legislate behavior. I mean, I can't make her do what the fuck I want her to do. I can't make her be a civil human being. So I've tried to scale it down because I can't control people, and I can't make them do what the fuck I want them to do. But I'm sitting with my wife, and she's looking at her phone, and I see her scrolling through her texts, and I see something, and I hope, and in my head I'm like, oh man, I hope that's not what I think it is. And I go, what was that? And she goes, what? Oh, it's Aunt Kate.
No.
I said, what? She goes, yeah. And she holds it up. It's a picture of Aunt Kate in her coffin. They took a picture of it and texted it to my wife. Service is beautiful. Aunt Kate laid out. She looks beautiful, doesn't she? Click. No. She does not look beautiful. She looks like she is one meteor away from clambering out of that box and eating my brain. Oh, zombie Aunt Kate. Not a fan. Erase it from your phone immediately. Oh, dude. So she just holds it up, and I just go, really? Seriously, your family sent you? I go, how fucking weird is your family? How weird. She's like, well, no, it's just, she's lovely. She looks beautiful in the cover. No, she doesn't. Oh, my God. She was already old and decrepit, and now she's the very last breath of her life has been sucked from her. She looks like a vacuum bag, but you know what? Lipstick firmly in place. She looks like a lipstick-covered vacuum bag. That's what she looks like. Big bullseye face and a giant white pillow. Holy shit. The only thing, literally, if you're going to do that, just go the extra route and fucking open her eyes and put your head next to her and go, ha-ha, me and Aunt Kate. God damn it, you got to be joking. Close the lid on that fucking box. She's 95. Give her some goddamn dignity on her way out of this goddamn mortal coil. Holy shit. And is there more incongruous an image than a 95-year-old dead person and the technology of today used to shutter her fucking image 3,000 miles to the west? This poor woman, she grew up riding horses. Now the very last thing we ever see of her is sent via text. Oh, dude. I don't get it. Am I wrong, folks? Am I wrong? Would you text a picture of a dead body? I mean, I would if I found one in the street. Seriously, if I saw a dead person in the street, I'd take a picture of it and text it to everybody. That's like Stand By Me 2012. But not, I'd poke it with a stick. You goddamn right I'd poke it with a stick. But now, fuck all that. I'm sorry, if it's somebody I knew, I'd give them the final dignity of shuffling off to wherever they're going to wind up without having to pose for a final photograph. Jesus, fuck. All right. Huh? Yeah, snap. Fucking paparazzi. All right, so I spent most of the show bitching and whining to you folks, and I, I'm like, well, what can I talk about? And very rarely do I decide I'm going to talk about something. As you know, I'll have bullet points, and then we kind of go wherever I'm going to go. But I got to make the rest of the show funny, right? Don't I got to make the rest of the show funny? So this will be our first installment of Tying Up Loose Ends. As I've mentioned, I was going to, because again, it all ends this year, folks. We all know that. Technology has decided it ends this year. It wasn't even me. Even if I wanted to keep this show going, it doesn't matter. Cords and headsets and microphones and companies in Boston have decided, nah, fuck you. Your show ends. This show's so dead, I'm going to take a picture of it and text it to you. All right. No, it's fucking hysterical. That was really good. And actually, I paused waiting for a laugh, and there wasn't one, and I was sad. Because it's not your job to laugh. You only laugh when you think something's funny, and I get that. But Jesus Christ, did I think that was funny? All right. So let's tie up some loose ends. Let's give you something that you've requested. And I will tell you, there's a lot of people who wrote me, and they have plenty of ideas and things that they want to hear about. And again, if you're new to this concept, if you haven't listened to any of the show, like Bruce from tweakedaudio.com/40, who writes me and he's like, hey, I went ahead and listened to a couple of the shows. Oh, really? Well, good for you. He's like, oh, I listened to the interlude. It's amazing. I'm like, yeah, that was a month ago, buddy. Where were your kudos then? I was one kudo short that week, thanks to you. But I'm sure he's very busy figuring out discount codes for more successful podcasts. Even though when you buy earbuds from tweakedaudio.com/40, every podcast gets a cut. We all know that. I've explained that many, many weeks. But he has to individually glad hand those people and smooth it out with them because I'm obviously the most important podcast. Terrible. Because anytime you can go ahead and sponsor a podcast that's in the triple digits of a specialized category, you do that. So let's tie in some loose ends. This is people asked me. They were like, "Oh, what about this? What about this? What about this?" And I'll get to all of those. That was very specific. Folks are like, "What? You'll get to this later and this? Oh my God, you're going to get to this too?" Yes, I'll get to all three of those thises at some point. But I figure I got to do something funny, so I will tie up the loose ends. People wanted to hear, and some of you may have already heard these. I got to warn you. If you listen to Never Not Funny, you've heard this, at least part of it, and then you've heard the rest of it on Jordan Jesse Go, which was another podcast that I went to after I was fired from Never Not Funny. They had booked me like a couple weeks in advance, and then I was fired from Never Not Funny and had to go on Jordan Jesse Go and explain why I was fired. And then do this, which was a running piece that we were doing on Never Not Funny that I didn't get to finish because I got whacked. Folks, I'm a fat guy now. I used to be crazy fat, and then I actually slimmed down. I didn't look bad because I went ahead and got some surgery, which I've told you about. I had the gastric bypass where they turned my fucking stomach into a coin purse. And I shouldn't use coin purse because coin purse can also mean your balls, right? Whenever I hear that, people are like, yeah, your coin purse, yeah, or tea bag or whatever. Yeah, okay. All right, so right now it is. My stomach's gone. They cut my, literally, it's the size of my balls now. I mean, they made a little pouch. They made it into it's a tea bag. That's what I have in my stomach. I know I'm tea bagging my own ribs. All right, so I wound up losing a ton of weight after I got the gastric bypass, and I started to go to the gym quite a bit. I was going to the gym all the time. And this is when I was on Never Not Funny, and I was like, dude, my fucking gym is a horrible place. And I think Matt and Jimmy both went, how horrible is it? Because at that point in time, I was pretty much taking over the show and not letting them say any words at all, which would explain why I wasn't on the show that much longer. So that and some other things that I can't get into. So there's quite frankly, there's no point in getting into it. Well, you know what? Fuck that. Let's get into it. First, hold on. I'm going to take a picture of my career and text it to somebody. All right, so look at you, fake laughing. Yeah, I'm sure you did. You know what you didn't get? Cord. All right, so I got to drink something because my throat seems to be holding up. My throat seems to be better. My throat's better, folks. I did not go to a doctor. I did not go to a free clinic, as most of you said that I should. Although maybe it's just the magical microphone. You know what? It's this setup that makes my throat sound that much better. Oh, boy. So I used to go to the gym quite a bit, folks, after I lost weight. I feel stupid getting into it like this. Because normally I organically get into stories. But now I've decided to just tell a story. And that's weak.
No, it's not.
It is the way I like to do things.
No one asked you to tell the story.
Well, sure they have, but...
organic.
Not really. It's not.
Crazy. You're crazy.
Yes. Yeah? I think we've pretty much established that. I'm a fucking lunatic. Everybody knows that. I'm not changing anybody's mind. I'm not convincing anybody in, or I'm making. No one right now is listening to going, oh, yeah, he is crazy. No, there's nobody new on board who didn't know that I was pretty much fucked. All right. So I used to go to the gym quite a bit when I started losing weight. First, when I got the surgery and then I was in the hospital, And I covered all this in year one. But then when I got out, I had to go to the gym just to get started. Okay. The worst thing is getting started. Anybody who goes to the fucking gym, the worst thing is getting started. Because you're so fucking self-conscious when you walk in there. You're like, oh my God, I'm fat. I can't do the things these other people can do. And of course, I'm fat. I'm crazy fat, and I just had surgery. So I started walking around my neighborhood with a Discman around my neck, like a fucking on a lanyard, like it was like I had won a medal. I won a medal in the music Olympics. So and I won a medal in the old technology Olympics because I didn't have a fucking iPod at the time. So I would burn CDs for myself, and I would walk around my neighborhood with this fucking lanyard Discman. I can't even imagine how fat and stupid I looked. Oh Jesus! I mean, I think I look fat and stupid now, but then in shorts. And with a lanyard, with a Discman, and walking. But that's what I'm saying. That's the hard part. Conquering all of that bullshit is the hard part. Because, you're well on your way. You're putting one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor. All right. That's from Christmas. But the getting started part is the worst because you're so embarrassed. And I used to hate getting started. When I first... I needed a trainer after it was when I was going to get the surgery. And I told you this fat guy like put me on a treadmill. I heard this big dude. He's like, all right, just go on the treadmill for half an hour and I'll be back. Like that. They took no interest in you and they're just fucking, I hate him. Not a fan. So once I had the surgery, I started to go by myself to the gym. And what I would do is I would walk a mile every day. Because that's pretty much all I could do. And I would be fucking pouring sweat at the end of it. But I made sure to go, and I'd put it off until like 2 PM. I'd get there and I'd walk a mile on the treadmill. I would walk too. I wouldn't run. I had to walk because my fucking knees and my ankles were fucked. And so I would walk on the treadmill, and then I would leave and go home all sweaty. But then as I started to bump it up, I'd make myself go, well, you know what, go like a mile and then go a little longer. Go 5 minutes longer. Go 5 minutes longer. And I would make myself do it. And so I started to really enjoy it. And as I saw the weight coming off, then you see the progress being made. You're like, oh, this is fucking amazing. So, of course, what I did then was I stopped. I stopped going to the gym because I wound up getting a job. And when I got this job, I didn't have any real time to go to the gym. I would have to adjust my schedule accordingly. Fuck all that. I would have to get up early in the day, and I would have to go ahead and work out, and then I would have to go to my work and write, and then at night I would have to, be in bed early so I could make sure I got up early to go to the gym. I'd have to live like a normal person instead of a fat vampire. A fat pyre. That's what I was. Yeah, famped pyre. Fat pyre? Fat pyre works. Vamped pyre? Nah, fuck. I don't know. Figure it out and let me know. Folks, there's a contest. Anybody who comes up, anybody who can beat Fat Pyre will win the erasing of the first 30 minutes of the show from your brain. I will show up at your house with one of those Men in Black fucking blinkers, and that's it. I will take away the horrid memory of the first 30 minutes of this show and the last 30 seconds. All right, so. But if I take away the last 30 seconds, how will you know that I was going to come? Dumb. Very stupid. So I wound up getting a job, and I couldn't work out. And then after that, I was just fat and hated it. Like I hit a plateau and I wasn't losing weight, and I was so pissed at myself. I'm like, God damn it, dude. You know what? You got to get a hold of this. So I stopped at Bally's by my house. I told Karen, I go, look, I got to talk to a trainer because that's really the only way I'm going to do this if I get a real trainer. And when I walked in, I started talking to a guy, and his name was Richard. And he said to me, hey, I would be honored if you would let me help you do this. And I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. And so I started to work out with my trainer, and I started to drop a ton of weight. And in the time when I was working out with him, I wound up going from like 320 to 267. So, I mean, I lost like 50 pounds over the course of a year and got muscly and like lifted and had a good, but the thing is I would work out hard. All right. I would work out with Richard super hard for like an hour and a half, and then I would do cardio before I split. I actually made it a point to do this, even with my job. I would get up at 7 a.m. and I would go to the gym and I would work out with him and do cardio. And then on the day, that was because I was working, and then I'd go to work and I started living like a normal person. But on the days when I didn't have to work, I would actually, after cardio, I would stick around and I would treat myself, and I would go into the hot tub and I would go into the steam room, and which I am a huge fan of. Because apparently I'm either Turkish or gay. I can't figure out which one. But I love a steam room. I would sleep in a steam room if I could. Jesus Christ, I love it. So, but when I was working out at the gym, I realized as I was at the gym that there are horrible, horrible people at the gym. I mean, like doing horrible things. I've told stories on here before. I told the story about the guy who shit on the floor. I told that I think in year 1 or possibly in year 2. I don't know. Guy shit on the floor. Kept working out and stuck around there in the gym. And look, that is worse than anything else I'm about to tell you, okay, as far as I'm concerned. Because I told these horrible gym stories, and they were horrible gym stories. But then that guy shit on the floor, and it was like, well, horrible gym stories trumped, finished. That's it. They will never get any worse than the guy shitting on the floor. It has erased everything that came before it in my mind as terrible. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I haven't been back to the gym in quite a while because, and so I don't have anything to top shitting on the floor guy. But these other things happened, Christ, when I was just getting into going to the gym and realizing how comfortable people were being disgusting at the gym. These happened. These are true stories. In Bally's, where I worked out, there's a huge hot tub. And it's like a big fucking, it's like a hip hop, like a big Jay-Z video hot tub, and it's like a giant L, and it's like a crazy L shape. What I would do, folks, again, I had a plan. I was never one to not have a plan. When I would get into the hot tub, first of all, I'd go into the steam room, and then you go into the shower, and then you go back into the steam room, go into the shower, and then you go out to the, you get rinsed off so you can go into the hot tub and stuff. And I would go into the cold plunge first. So because it's like 20 degrees water or something like that, and you jump in and it's fucking freezing cold, and then you go in the hot tub and it's really warm. God, I love it. Huge fan. I would get exercise walking from the steam room to the cold plunge to the fucking hot tub back to the steam room if I could. I mean, I'd run laps. I'd run 2 miles doing it because I'd do it 1,000 fucking times. So I would go out, I'd jump into the cold plunge, and then I'd get into the hot tub. And what I would do is it was shaped like an L. I would sit in the corner of the L. And I would put my elbows up on the tile like I was Tony Montana and pretend I was in Scarface. And I would have a huge cigar. Something just happened. Hold on. I can hear myself. Tweaked audio just kicked in hard on one of the things. Did you kick the cord or something? Now I can really hear my voice. All right.
Maybe your ear popped.
My ear popped? I hope not.
Maybe your ear was plugged.
Waxtopus. It's lurking. It's so funny. I have no enthusiasm to tell these stories. Because I like getting somewhere and having something just happen and then I wind up telling it. But to actually regale people with tales, I sound like I'm giving a fireside chat. It's fucking horrendous. I do. I'm Mayor Tommy Shanks from fucking SCTV. I'm John Candy sitting at a fire and I'm putting dog biscuits in the mouth of a fucking stuffed dog as I regale you with tales from the past that you've already heard. Jesus, what a waste. This show's a brick. All right. It's not really a brick. This show's fucking awesome. I'm great. All right. So I say that because you can't tell people not to like what they like. And if they like me, why do I fucking talk them out of it? Just because I don't like me very much, even though I think I'm great. Isn't that weird, folks? I hate me, but I love me. I'm a dichotomy. All right, so I actually remember. Do you remember when I said I was an enigma wrapped in a riddle and and a mystery, whatever? And I said, you know what I am? I'm a turfucking. Okay, some guy wrote a guy wrote me, and a nice guy, very nice. He's written me since, but he said he goes, it's turducken. And I wrote him, and I said, I know, I was trying to say I was something different because turducken is a duck and a turkey, and me, I'm a turfucking. I was making up a word. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. Come to Toronto. I said, all right, start the page. Nope. I'm getting a lot of that. People are like, hey, you should come here. And I go, great, start the page, see what happens. Nope. Not interested. And the guy just started the Bring Mike to Colorado page, which is awesome, except he hasn't exactly been specific about where in Colorado I should go. Am I going on a multi-city tour of the state? Am I going to the highest mountaintop and shouting from there? I have no idea. All I know is the page has been created, and now he clapped his hands and walked away. Done. All right. I'm being a selfish asshole. So, where was I?
Sitting in the L like Tony Montana. Right?
Why are you even paying attention?
Because it's funny. I love these stories.
You should be on the phone getting me a cord.
Fuck off.
I don't even know why you're here, quite frankly. You should just show me what button to push when I'm finished and go off into the wild and get me a goddamn cord. As I sit here and talk into a Progresso soup can like that chef in the commercial. All right. So, I need to have more enthusiasm for these. Because you know why? Because, I always, this is how stupid I am, folks. All right? I need to tell you. I don't like repeating stuff because then I feel once I say it, it's in the ether. It's gone. Like I don't know why I'm repeating it. It's like, and it harmed my stand-up because then I'm like, why am I telling the same jokes? Well, hey, stupid, these people haven't heard these jokes just because they're not the same, or they're the same to you. That's the whole point. That's the illusion. You got to bring life to something you've done a million times. That's how you become successful. But I would much rather talk about whatever's happening. And I'm a failure. All right, so come sit around, children, and sit around my easy chair as I tell you the stories of the gym. Stupid. This tying loose ends thing, I don't know if I like it. All right, so I'm in the hot tub, and there's a guy who works out at the gym. First of all, there's people in the hot tub, and it's a co-ed hot tub. I should tell you that. It wasn't just like in the men's locker room. It's ladies and men, and my gym, very rarely was there a hot girl. There were hot trainers, but very rarely did a hot girl wander out to use the hot tub. When she did, it was horrendous because it was like, literally watching a nature special. Larry Miller always talks about men at a strip club. He's like, you ever see men at a strip club? You ever see lions watching elk or whatever he says? That's exactly what it was like at my gym. Any hot girl who wandered out of the fucking locker room toward the hot tub, just covered up with her towels and she got eye fucked all the way to the water. Brutal. Every guy in the place, their eyes poked out like fucking hard cocks. Boing. We were all Texas wolves hitting ourselves in the head with our flip-flops. I did not wear flip-flops, by the way. I'm not a flip-flop guy. Don't like them. Don't like sandals. Don't like flip-flops. Cover your feet. You're a grown man. So I wore scuba shoes.
Oh.
They were awesome. I bought like 3 pairs of them. And then I would wear scuba shoes, which, they're weird because I look like Robin from fucking Batman and Robin. They're little slippers that close around your ankle. Odd. All right. There's a lot of things I don't like about the gym. The clothing. The lifting of weights. So I would work out I would get fucking crazy sweaty, and I would work out hard. You could wring out my clothes. I would have an Under Armour on with a shirt over it, and I would wear fucking compression shorts and big knee braces. I looked like half Terminator. Get in the hot tub, relax. And there was a guy in the gym, and like I said, it's a co-ed hot tub, so you got to wear clothes. You got to wear a swimsuit. Well, there was a guy who wanted to be naked. I knew he wanted to be naked. You could tell he wanted to be naked because he would be, first of all, he's naked in the locker room constantly. And I'll get to that in a second. But he would be naked in the locker room. But then when I went in the hot tub, one day he comes walking into the hot tub, and I know he wanted to be naked because he's wearing the tiniest fucking Speedo I've ever seen in my entire life. It looked like it could have just been a rubber band. And honestly, I say the top of my scuba suit, my scuba fucking shoes snapped around my ankle. It looks like he might have hired 5 Guatemalan boys to hold open these fucking Speedos and stretch them, and he leaped into them from the top of the lockers, and they snapped them shut, and his balls were hermetically sealed inside. And then they were flesh colored too. Thank you for that. I appreciate it because now he walks out and I can see a fucking vein. I know I saw a vein and a guy. You could see his cock. I'm not gonna lie to you. You just saw his fucking cock and balls lurking. It looked like a fucking map of I-80. It is with a mushroom mile marker. I mean, it was fucking horrendous. And he wanders out of the fucking locker room, and he's wearing the Speedo. And I should tell you this too. He's a big, muscly guy. He's probably like 6'5", completely bald, and he's got nipples the size of thumbs. It's not even a joke. I mean, like, I wish that was a joke. Crazy, fucking weird, pointing at the North Star, gift of the Magi, follow him to fucking Jesus. Crazy Margaret Cho, tape him down with electrical tape nipples. They're fucking huge. Like miniature diving boards. And so he walks out, crazy, bald, fucking muscle head with huge thumb-sized nipples and a flesh-colored Speedo with his cock on display. Wanders out to the hot tub, and I couldn't help it. I blurt laughed right into the cock, like right into the roadmap. I just fucking let him have it. And he starts walking around. He's stretching. He's preening. He wants to be seen. Look, you go to the gym. There are people that want to be fucking seen at the gym. I've seen guys where, it's not even, this isn't even funny or anything that's amiss. There will be guys doing the fucking tricep machine, watching themselves in the mirror, just watching their triceps and then holding it, putting their hand over it and stuff. Like, dude, get over yourself. I mean, just buy a fucking rack and stretch yourself out so you can blow yourself. Honestly, you don't need to impress everybody in the gym or yourself. God, how much do these people love themselves? I'm serious. It's like they should just get flexible enough to put their own heads up their own asses. So this bald guy walks out, and he's lurking around the perimeter of the hot tub. He doesn't get in the hot tub. He walks around to make sure everybody gets a great view of his cock. And he's stretching and bending over and doing whatever he's doing. He finally decides to get into the hot tub. Now, the hot tub is recessed, obviously. It's got steps that go into it. So he goes and he gets down. He starts to walk down the steps. He walks down one step, stops, and bends over and splashes water all over himself with his hands. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then takes one more steps one more step down, splashes water on himself. Whoosh, whoosh. Like an elephant at a watering hole. You ever see that on the fucking nature specials when they got their trunk and they just fucking start throwing water in the air? That's what this motherfucker is doing. It's like, dude, this is a hot tub. Get in, you'll get fucking wet. We promise. You don't need to adjust your fucking muscly body to the 100-degree temperature or whatever the fuck it is, all right? You're not that sensitive. We can see. I don't know if he's maybe thinking, he has to get a gauge on how hot it is, because if he gets in, the Speedo's going to shrink that much more. And he's going to wind up getting fucking completely ball crushed. I have no idea why he's doing it, but he does. Third step. Splashes himself. Whoosh, 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 like a fucking animal at a watering hole. And now everybody is starting to get the vibe that something's up. And we all start making eye contact, like kind of furtive glances, like looking around like, what the fuck is going on with this idiot? So he wanders into the fucking hot tub. And he gets to the perimeter, like the side. And he doesn't sit down. He doesn't pick a spot. He jogs in the hot tub. Legitimately jogs around the perimeter of the hot tub and just kind of like breathing like these weird little breaths and like the little Speedo that could. I don't know what the fuck he thinks he's doing, but he's jogging around the fucking perimeter. He's moving around, and he makes a lap, and then he does another lap. He does 2 laps, and all of us are looking around like, all right, what the fuck is going to happen? This is dangerous, right? This isn't good. There's going to be a tornado, because that's the thing is he jogs around. We're looking at one another. Finally, after like 4 laps and breathing, and he breaks a sweat, I guess, from running in hot water. Dude, stop exercising. The hot tub is for relaxing. I don't want to be in here while you break a fucking sweat. It's bad enough I'm in here with other people. They should have, you know what? They should have like the Old West. They should have old oaken barrels filled with hot water, and we could all climb into them. That would be perfect. Fuck a giant hot tub. Just get a big fucking field of oaken barrels and let us all climb in and marinate at our own goddamn pace. I don't want to be in here while bald Speedo fuck does a fucking 9-lap run just to get beads of sweat on his giant fucking cockhead. Horrible. So he does the laps. Finally, he stops. He settles at a spot and stops in full jog. Doesn't like jog, and then stop and look around. He's like, ooh. He's running laps, and finally he just stops in place. Stops in a spot. And then he turns around to sit down. And I can't prove that he did this, folks. Okay? Because I didn't have any eye goggles on. I can see underwater, but I didn't feel like thrusting my head into the fucking bubbles to look underneath and make sure. But I know he did this. I can't prove he did it, but I know he did it. Because he stops at the side of the hot tub, and he crouches down, and he looks left and right. He looks back and forth. Okay? Now, look, I got to be honest with you. If you ever see anybody stop and look around, get the fuck out of there immediately. Nothing good is going to happen. I don't give a fuck if you're in a high school, if you're in a hot tub, or you're in a fucking mall. Something bad is about to happen. A bomb is going off. A goat is running out. Something fucking weird that you will talk about forever is about to take place. So if you're like me, maybe you just stick around. You Montana it. Put your elbows up and wait for the craziness. I know he did this, but I can't prove it, but I know he did it. He squatted down, reached his hand underneath the water, pulled the Speedo to one side, and boom, teabagged the entire hot tub. Just dropped cock and ball anchor right there in the center of mid-lap. Stopped, dropped, and let him roll. And I know he did it, and I'm not going to call him on it, because again, he's a 6'5" muscle dude, and I was feeling pretty good about myself at the time. I was lifting a bunch of shit and feeling strong, but the last thing I want to do is fucking nude fist fight. Nobody wants that to happen, right? I go, hey, is your dick out? I mean, is that worth fighting about? Hey, buddy, put your dick away. I mean, seriously. Because then he's 6'5", and again, he wants to be naked, so he's going to fight me with his dick out. Oh, that's terrible. Then it bumps into my leg, and I'm fighting in a hot tub, and I get a ball, I get fucking tagged in the head. Nobody wants that to happen. I can't fight a guy with his cock out. You know what? That's the secret to street fighting. I always talk about how in street fighting, guys take their shirts off because you can't grab for purchase, and they want to just throw hands freely. Fuck that. Take your cock out. You win every fight in the world. Nobody wants to fight a guy swinging a hammer. So I just fucking leaned back, and I know he did it. I guarantee he reached under the water, pulled the Speedo to the side, if he could. I'm surprised he didn't need help. He needed to get a win. He needed to get the fucking jaws of life to free his balls. But he did it. He reached under, and I know he pulled it and fucking let his balls hang, and the cock and out, everything, all out. Because he wanted to be naked, you could tell. And I know he did it. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, all right, fuck, his balls are out. I know his balls are out. Because he smiled. He made that secret smirk. That little secret smile where you like sit down, you lean around, you look around like, yeah, my balls are out. Guys know when your balls are out, you make a secret smirk. Everybody does it. The second your balls are out anywhere, you make a secret smirk. That's just the way it is. Men know. If you ever, like when you're in traffic, you ever look over at a guy and he's got a smirk on his face, his balls are out. I guarantee it. Doesn't matter. Guys' balls are out. If you can't see the lower half of a guy, but you see his face, he's got a smirk on his face, that guy's balls are hanging. And he thinks he's got a secret on you and there's nothing you can do about it. If you go to a fast food place, go to order food, and you can't see the guy's pants, and all you see his face, he's like smirking, hey, can I help you? That guy's balls are out. That guy's balls are out. You're about to get a taco with ball hand on it. God damn it, awful. But yeah, he did it. He made the smirk face, and so I was like, dude, I know his balls are out, but again, I didn't want to confront him on it. I should have nudged somebody and made them do it. But the last thing you want to do in a hot tub besides fight a guy is nudge a guy. Don't do that. Sidle up to a dude, give him a nudge with an elbow. Hey, how you doing? Ah! Put your balls away and get lost. Oh, I hate the gym. God damn it, I hate it. Hate it present tense, hated it past tense, hate it. And I know his balls were out. I guarantee it. Because as I sat there and I thought about it, I put together this logic puzzle as I looked at his secret smirk right in my face as his balls flew around just underneath the surface. And I realized I understand now why he did the laps. That guy took the laps around the hot tub. Sure, maybe he's getting a little exercise in. Maybe he's getting one last workout in before he sits down. But I like to think that he was running around the perimeter of the hot tub to find the strongest jet that he could possibly find in the hot tub. So he made sure he could sit over it and get his junk juggled the entire time he sat there in the fucking hot tub. I guarantee it. And now I can't even make eye contact with him. When I was at the gym, when I was still going, I would see him lifting and stuff like that, and I would just like I had to laugh and walk away. Because the only thing, I can't even see his face. I can barely describe him because all I can think about are his cock and balls floating around like one of those scarecrows you'd see outside of a fucking car dealership. Just that inflatable fucking plastic thing with its arms fucking wiggling around. Just that's it. He's sitting over the jet and his cock and balls are flying around. He's got a secret smirk. Yeah. Junk juggling. Right now. Scarecrow balls. Do it. Oh, man. Awful. Awful. Horrendous. I don't understand the behavior. This happened, again, hot tub oriented. All right. This happened around that time. It was after this happened, though. I was in the cold plunge. Plunging coldly. Got out, got in the steam room, then went in the sauna, cold plunge. I ran that gamut before I went to get in the hot tub. So I finally climb into the hot tub. I sit down in the corner, Montana style. And a group of like Hispanic guys come out and they're speaking Spanish. And they love the cold plunge, by the way. Russian guys love the cold plunge. Some Hispanic guys will pull it off. You hear that fridge? I wonder if that's being picked up on here. Folks, the fridge just decided to make a noise for the first time ever. I mean, years ever. And my fridge makes this noise at my house, but your fridge has never made this noise. Weird. I think that fridge is a silent smirk. That fridge is a secret smirk. All right. Your fridge's balls are out. That's the noise. All right. So, but guys of other lands love the cold plunge. Because it reminds them of their other lands. Well, not Mexico so much. It's not cold down there. No, now it's just a bullet festival. I don't think there is weather. Literally, it's like cloudy with a chance of death. That's the fucking forecast in Mexico. I don't even know why anybody would go there. After I read about, they found a mass grave with like 250 fucking dudes in it. Jesus Christ. And a giant gansito. Just with a bullet in its head. You don't remember Gansito? Oh, he makes the most delicious cakes in the world. He's a duck.
Oh, yes,
But now he's been exterminated by the fucking drug cartel because he was muling drugs. He was flying him over the border, and they put a bullet in his fucking duck head. Oh, Gancito, you don't even care. You're like freaked out about your fridge. You're like, I shouldn't even bother you. I'm sure you're plotting a way to find me a cord tonight. All right, so God forbid I distract you from that. This is weird doing a show with tweakedaudio.com/40 earbuds in my head. So odd. All right, so. I should bring those to the gym, see how those work out, because I haven't been to the gym yet since I've been involved in my partnership with tweakedaudio.com/40. Soon I will bring them, as long as I don't have to use them here every fucking week. If next week, if there's not a fucking headset mic, I don't know what we're going to do. Honestly, I may just, I'll write the show and email it out to everybody who's on my email list.
God, I'm not getting one just to see you do that.
Oh, God, I don't care. I started doing that. You know what's so funny? The seeds of this show were sown 15 years ago. Like, because I always knew, like, in my head, I would do stand-up and I had an act. But then I was at my house one day, and I said, just write. Don't do anything, just write. And I literally wrote freehand on a tablet, and I wrote 5 pages. I just started writing and writing and writing and writing. Like, literally freehand with the ink on a tablet. I think I still have it somewhere. I should bring it in and read it and hear how unfunny it is. But it was just, I wrote as I thought. Like, in my head, I was, so, you know, even fucking 12 years ago, I was like, oh, dude, you're better at that. And then I avoided it forever. All right, so, so these Hispanic guys come out. There's like a group of them. There's like 6 of them. Some of them go to the steam room. Some go in the cold plunge. One dude in particular gets into the hot tub. He's like a little pear-shaped, chubby dude with a Hispanic guy. He was honestly, if you called Central Casting and said, hey, send me a Mexican guy, done. They just send you this little chubby, you know, 45-year-old fat guy with a bandito mustache and, you know, floral printed fucking fucking swim trunks. Wait a minute. Those aren't from Central Casting. Then you would have to order a Mexican ready for the beach. That's what you'd have to order. If you just had send me a Mexican guy, then you get a guy with a fucking, you know, sombrero and a poncho. But no. So this dude shows up, he's by himself. His friends are off doing their things. He gets into the hot tub, and he doesn't take any laps. He doesn't go ahead and splash himself. This guy knows how to get into a fucking hot tub. He's born with the knowledge of how to just climb into a hot tub. He does. He walks into the hot tub. He walks directly to the center of the L. Okay, I should tell you, there's an L, and I told you I'm in the crook of the L. He walks right into the center of the L, and he, again, squats down, doesn't look around, doesn't look back and forth. So I'm not ready for the danger. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think anything weird's about to happen, but I was caught off guard. Because something weird definitely did happen, because he gets in, he looks, and he says, squats down, and he goes to go underneath the water, but then stops about halfway and opens his mouth, drinks a mouthful of hot tub water.
Oh.
You all right?
Oh, God.
Drinks a mouthful of hot tub water. I saw it happen. I'm looking right at it. And it wasn't even like he did it in secret. He marched into the center of the hot tub. Are you okay? You going to puke? Did you really spit up?
Really?
You better drink something. That's not good. Oh, man, if you fucking vomit, that'll be even worse.
Oh.
That is horrible, right? It's pretty disgusting. It's terrible. It's even, you know what makes it even worse? This is like 3 weeks after the guy came in and pulled his balls out in the middle of the fucking hot tub. I don't even understand the logic. This guy, he literally marched to the center of the hot tub, squatted down and put his head underneath, and there you go. Just a big old mouthful of human soup. Swallowed it down. I was stunned. I mean, because I'm looking right at him, and he just kind of smiles like, yeah, no secret smirk for him. Proud smirk. Proud smirk with a mouthful of human soup. Just swallowed it right the fuck down. He was all excited. He's still in the hot tub. He didn't even care. I'm like, Jesus, I hope his other buddies don't come in here drinking the thing, because the whole thing's going to be drained. Mouthful of human soup. And again, I don't understand the thinking. I don't know who wakes up in the morning and is like, you know what? What am I going to... All right, I got some errands to run. I got to check the mail. I was going to drop off the dry cleaning. I got to stop and get a pump in, of course. And, you know what? Before I leave the gym, I think I'm going to try to get AIDS. What is the quickest way for me to get AIDS at the gym? Yeah, I got to drink a mouthful of human soup. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to hope some hemophiliac bled into the goddamn water, and I'm going to go ahead and suck it down. Oh, man. Mouthful. Because when I was a kid, you know, when you were in the pool when you were a kid, sometimes you'd be swimming and you just open your mouth. You're like, you absentmindedly, and you'd swallow water, and then you'd would dawn on you what you did, and you'd just be like, oh no, oh, and you'd want to fucking vomit in the pool. But look, that's at least cold. All right, I mean, does that make any sense? That's at least cold. I don't know. Did he just? But that warm feeling you get from drinking a mouthful of fucking human soup of hot tub water. Oh my Christ! Is that what it was? Because he was in the cold plunge and it warmed him up. I don't know. Again, the last thing I want to do is go over and nudge the guy and ask him. It was all I could do to not fucking vomit all over the hot tub. But yeah, I saw a guy drink a mouthful of hot tub water, which I to me is worse than ball guy as far as I'm concerned. You all right?
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was not good. And I love the fact that you and I have been in the filthiest fucking places in the world. You've involved yourself in activities that would be painted as not so nice in a church, I would imagine. And the two of us are horrified by this guy just drinking. All he drank was a mouthful of water, but it's like, but it's full of feet. That's feet water, dude. I don't even care about balls. Like, I wouldn't even think about balls and open sores and all that bullshit. But that's like 20 feet, and it's old people feet. It's not even like, if it was all right. Like, I got to be honest. If I'm at the grotto at the Playboy Mansion, all right, and it's full of hot chicks, maybe I drink a mouthful of that water. Maybe I do that. Maybe I just go, hey, this is the plan, because this is as close as I'm going to get to putting my mouth on any of these girls, so let's do it. But if you're in a fucking hot tub in my gym, literally, it's like a bus full of retirees has come in to clean themselves, and then the guy with the Speedo, you're gagging. Are you all right? You're going to make this?
I don't know. I may throw up.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, that's not good. You know what's funny? You're throwing up now. Everybody else threw up the first 30 minutes of this show. They were like, oh, really? You're not going to stop talking about the cord? Oh, poor guy doesn't get his headphones.
Okay, that's not helping.
That doesn't make, come on, that's a weird noise. That's just like a cartoon throw up noise. All right. You okay? I'll slow down.
Rough.
Well, think of the guy with the Speedo. That'll fix you. That was funny. Is that yawn in your face? Apparently, these are loose ends I should not have tied up. Poor Lily's going to throw up. These loose ends are getting thrown up, not tied up. I was going to elaborate on that, but I guess I shouldn't. No, that's fine. You're ready to die. Again, I just don't understand the logic. That's the thing. Is like, as you look around, there's nothing but old people in one pieces. Like, you know what? Drinking hot tub water, that's a two-piece activity. All right, if there's a bunch of two-piece fucking bikinis in there, then boom, maybe you think about it. But, dude, this is all one pieces. This is all granny suits. This is 1920s on the beach, and you're drinking it? All right. Yeah, because I don't know. Again, I don't know if it was meant for like a sexual thrill, or he just wanted to get warmed up, or he was like cold from the cold plunge. I don't know. I didn't bother to chat with him about it because I didn't see us having a lot of common ground. Hey, you fucking animal! You just drank some hot tub water. Why? I mean, that's not a good entry to any discussion. But again, he was proud of it. He didn't hide it. He just looked around like smiling, like, yeah, all right, that's what I did. And I'm expecting him to go 7 Chinese brothers and drink the whole goddamn thing, but didn't happen. All right. So those are horrible things. And it's funny. I told those on Never Not Funny. You may have heard those on season 1 of Never Not Funny, which is actually available for sale still, and I get money from that, so go buy it. And then you can buy all their other seasons and know that I'm not getting a dime from that. That doesn't sound fair. Shouldn't I be getting money from everything? Oh, my God. I should get a cut of everything in the world. Folks, I don't know if you're aware of this. If you go buy Ricky Gervais's show on audiobooks, I get a cut from that, too. You actually can pay for your Ricky Gervais download through tweakedaudio.com/40. If you go there, pick out a set of earbuds at tweakedaudio.com/40, pay for them. Eventually, the Ricky Gervais download will show up at your house via courier. He comes and he brings you air with words in it. So I told those stories on Never Not Funny, but the third story is a story that I did not get to tell because there was an unfortunate interruption in my activities at Never Not Funny, and I wound up going on Jordan Jesse Go and telling the story there. And the story is actually still available in their archives. If you want to go through their archives, they're all funny shows. You should. I don't know if you want to listen to 4 years worth of shows to find me, but I'm in there at some point. This is a story that I told, and people are always like, come on. This happened. All right, I'll tell you this happened. And all of these happened. People always give me grief about it, but it's like, and I don't think these are really out of the ordinary. Maybe I just tell them in a horrible way, but but people are always like, come on. No, seriously. I'm at the gym one time, and there was a guy, like I would lift weights. I would lift hard with Richard. You know, I would fucking busting balls and jumping rope. And that's right, fat guy jumping rope. I would do all of it. And there was another dude who kind of shadowed us. He would work out all the time, and he knew the trainers. He was friendly. He's an Armenian guy. He didn't speak really great English. I mean, he could, but then he would speak Armenian to everybody else in the gym because that's the area where my gym was located. So he would lift hard. The only thing, here's what the deal with this guy was. He would lift really fucking hard, stare at himself in the mirror. He loved it, and he would stop. He was one of those guys who loved being in the gym. I used to talk about a guy named Fake Snipes at a gym who was like, ha ha, he loved being in the gym. This guy also loved being in the gym because he loved the camaraderie. He loved to tell people. He would see like an old person get on an elliptical machine, and he'd go, oh, let me show you how to do that. And he'd punch a bunch of buttons and kill somebody. You know what I mean? Just... He wanted desperately to be employed by the gym. He wanted to be a trainer. He wanted respect. He wanted everybody to notice his muscles. He was that guy. But the thing was, for a guy who loved being in the gym and loved being active and a participant, he would also disobey the rules of the gym. Because here's something that he would do all the time. He would work out and he would sit down and he would lift, or he would do like the chest press, or he would do the flies, or he'd do something like that. And then he would stand up and he would flex and look in the mirror and grunt, "Urgh!" And then he would walk away, leaving a chalk sweat outline of himself on the fucking seat and the footrest. So you would have to mop up his fucking sweat. And that was the thing. There was a sign everywhere: clean up after yourself, mop up. You know, if you, because I was notorious. I mean, I would carry a towel with me because I would lift. I was dripping. Like I would work out so hard you could wring out my clothes. I'm not even joking. That it was. I would be crazy devastated because at the end my clothes would be heavy. I would have to peel them off and drop them. You could actually hear them hit the ground with a wet slap in the locker room. And then I would change, I would take a shower and then change into regular clothes and go home. Or I would just change into like loose clothes and go home because I would jump. I love my shower and I would just shower at my house. But if I was in the hot tub and stuff like that, I would absolutely take a shower because you're getting mingled with other people's nonsense and I didn't want to bring that to my house. Anyway. And also at the time I was training MMA and you couldn't shower at the MMA gym. So they would tell you the second you get home, shower, because you're rolling with people and you're going to get staff and you're on these mats that are, being cleaned all the time, but you never know what you could fucking bring home. So if you're ever in a community area, you fucking shower and bring it home. Well, to me, at the gym, the shower was also a community area. So, and I also, I'll be honest with you, this is going to sound stupid. I hated the way I looked naked with my scuba shoes on. So I would go take a shower. I hate, like Karen will take a shower and she won't wash her hair. It's like a lady thing, I guess, where she can get clean, but she doesn't wash her hair. And I think that is I think I talked about it on here. It drives me fucking crazy. So I also hate taking a shower if I'm not naked. Like, I don't want to have shoes on in the shower. I mean, that seems like something a Mr. Peanut would do. I mean, I'm not a fucking mascot. All right. I want to be naked in the goddamn shower because my feet got to get clean too. They don't get a vacation. They're not getting the time off. They don't get 7 minutes off from being clean. Fuck all that. They need to be cleaned. But they can't, I can't be trodden around on other people's fucking horribleness. So I hated taking a shower with scuba shoes on. So I would actually take them off and then wash my foot and then put the scuba shoe and a balance issue. Hated it. So, I would be working out hard and I would wipe the sweat off of the chairs and stuff like that because I would have to, because I was a fucking human being. This guy was just a human mop. I mean, he's like dripping all over the fucking place and not cleaning them up for himself to the point where people would complain. They'd be like, hey, and he'd always laugh it off because he was at the gym and he always tried to get in good with the trainers. And he'd roll his eyes like at the people. Like, oh yeah, these people. And the trainers were like, hey, asshole, clean the chair. You know what I mean? They just fucking hated him. So one time I finished working out, and when I would work out, I mean, I couldn't move sometimes. Like I would be hanging my head in the locker room and it would take me 15 minutes to get my clothes off because I would have to take a knee brace off and socks, all wet, clothes fucking sopping wet. So I'm in the middle of getting undressed and, shorts, knee braces, shoes, socks. And he comes walking into the locker room and he is just as sweaty as I am and just as sweaty as he always is. He's fucking dripping, pouring sweat. And he walks in and unfortunately his locker happens to be about 3 down from where I'm at. Luckily, we didn't have to share a bench because I'm sitting on the end of the bench and he's on my left. So he's 3 lockers to the left, which means he gets another bench to himself. So I'm just sitting there fucking, I'm pouring sweat. And he starts talking to everybody, of course, because that's him. He's everybody's friend. He's talking to everybody. He's talking to the other Armenian guys in their Armenian language. And as he's doing it, he's getting undressed. Well, he takes off, his first shirt, and then he's got his Under Armour on, and he goes ahead to take that off, and he's talking, and he's walking around the gym, looking at himself in the mirror, weighs himself, throws some water in his face from the sink, walks over, slicks his hair back. But he also, I will tell you this, he stinks. and I say that in a 5-year-old way. He stinks. No, he smells. He doesn't smell all the time, but this particular day, for some reason, he smells like a diaper filled with bad breath. I mean, it's just like fucking. You ever meet anybody who's got like halitosis and they got that plaque thing in their teeth and they can't stop breathing because they're not dead? And you have to smell it because you're in their fucking 1 mile radius. Oh my! So that's what he smelled like. He smelled like a diaper filled with used dental floss from somebody who had halitosis. I mean, he just so disgusting. Sorry about that. Enjoy yourself. Imagine if he'd been in the hot tub. Take that. So this particular day, he's just foul. I mean, he's walking around and he smells like the zoo. You know what I mean? Like a corn tortilla filled with shit. I mean, it's just like horrendous. Yeah, I'm serious. Like a shit burrito. All right, so he smells horrible. But also with like tang, like how do I put it? Like cumin. I don't know. It was just nasty. It was just fucking terrible. You ever eat grape leaves, dolmatis, stuffed grape leaves? All right, imagine if you had that, but it was stuffed with scheist. All right. I don't know why I went German on you people. I blended Greek and German for no reason. Yeah, that's what it was. He smelled like grape leaves stuffed with shit. All right, so, God, really? Oh, man. Sorry, folks. All right, so he's walking around. And he stinks, and he's getting undressed like one piece of it at a time and walking around talking to guys, and like, patting them on the back and ha 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 and having a good time. And then he finally gets topless. Like he takes his Under Armour off and he's wearing just, his shorts and his shoes and stuff. And he walks over to the sink and he looks at himself, pose in the mirror. And then, I'm not kidding you, he stretches like, put your hand on your hips and that old school like torso stretch. And then he puts his hand over his head and he leans to the side and he stands up and he goes, and he goes, and he smells his own armpit. Right in front of the mirror. Just smells his own armpit. Just like kind of like, yeah. And just like, all right, and then stretches. Like I'm a man, and this is what a man smells like, and I'm going to smell myself because I'm a man. So I'm watching all this, and I can't move anyway, all right, because I'm really beat from working out. But also part of me is kind of taking in the show. Like I'm watching this guy walk around and glad hand everybody. Thankfully, he doesn't come near me, but he's walking around, and also he just stinks. So I'm kind of paralyzed by the smell. Actually, I was frozen in place trying to think of analogies of what he smelled like. How awful was that? 9 different ones. All right. So he walks around and he's talking to everybody, and he goes over and he takes off he finally gets his shoes off and his socks off, and then he slides his this is real weird. He slides his like shorts off, and he's wearing tighty whitey briefs. And I don't see a lot of that in the gym. I mean, afterwards when guys get dressed, you see them do it, but nobody works out in them. I mean, they're fucking disgustingly wet. You can see right through them. They're crazy soaked. He's soaked. I mean, he's crazy. He's all sweaty. He's still sweating as he's walking around. So he gets completely naked, and he opens his locker, and he's talking to guys, and he's like, hi, he's yelling across in Armenian to guys, and there's old men weighing themselves. And then he goes over naked, and he weighs himself, and he comes back over to the locker, and he takes out Speed Stick. Like a deodorant, and he puts some Speed Stick on. Does not shower. Does not shower, and puts Speed Stick on. So puts Speed Stick under his arm. Gets a nice sniff. Smells. Everything's fine. It's perfect now. He just put some Speed Stick on there. So he puts the Speed Stick back in his locker and he walks around. Goes talks to some guys by the sink. He walks over to the guys by the way. He's talking to a guy in the shower. He's leaning into the shower room and he's talking to that guy. And so I'm like, oh, well, just get dressed. So I start to get undressed. And I open my locker, and he comes back over. And he's talking, and he's laughing, and he absentmindedly just reaches in, and he grabs the Speed Stick out of his locker. And he's talking. He's like, oh, yeah. And he's talking, and he opens it, and he rolls it up, bumps it up, and just puts Speed Stick all over his chest. Up and down, up and down, up and down, like you're painting a house. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. From shoulder to shoulder, he covers the chest and down near his belly with Speed Stick all over. And then he just puts the lid on it, puts it back into the locker. And he's walking around. And all of a sudden, I see him do that. And in my head, I'm like, all right, well, this is pretty awful, right? I mean, it's obvious he didn't take a shower. And now he's covered in Speed Stick from, his chest and under his arms. And he's talking to some guys. Another guy comes in, and they're a little horseplay with a towel, but he's completely naked. He's just, there are people who are comfortable being naked, especially guys from Russia and all those dudes. They don't give a fuck about being naked in the locker room. And some people are barefoot. There's guys who are barefoot. I mean, I've seen, on a side note, I saw a guy, or I should just throw this in there. There were hand dryers in the bathroom. Okay, and some of them were a little higher than others. There were some that were a little lower. So one time I walked into the bathroom, and the hand dryers are going, and I walk in, and it's on my left hand side. The hand dryer's right there, and there's a naked guy, short little Hispanic guy, and he has the hand dryer going. And this is, folks, again, this is completely serious. All right, this really happened. I walk in, he's on my left. I see him. He's got the hand dryer going, and he's got one hand on the dryer and one hand holding his balls, and he's on his tippy toes and having the hair dryer dry his cock and balls. And like I said, he's leaning up toward it. He's on his toes, reaching like he's trying to fuck the hair dryer. And he's this little hairy dude. He looks like a hobbit. He looks like it looks like Bilbo Baggins is trying to fucking Bilbo bag the hair dryer. But he's got one hand, he's pulling up with that hand, and he's cradling it like a baby chick. He's cradling his fucking nuts. He's holding them in his hand, and he's leading up, and he's getting the hot air blown on his cock and balls. And he just looks at me, and I walk in, and he just kind of nods like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm drying my balls. He's got a secret smirk on because he knows his fucking balls are out, and they're getting dried. And I will say this, folks, I can see the appeal. If I'm alone in my house, maybe I think about turning the hairdryer for evil, using it for evil instead of using it for good. Turning it on my nether regions and seeing how it works out. But I'm not going to do it naked and barefoot in a room full of men. That's not going to fucking happen. Unless I'm in a dick drying contest. And that rarely happens. But I walked in, the guy's baby chick balls, cradling, he's getting the fucking hair, and just nods. Yeah, that's me, drying my balls. Secret fucking smirk. Put them away, get dressed. So that's another time. But anyway, this guy, he's walking around, he's horseplay, he's talking, he's naked. There's other naked dudes walking around barefoot. They're all ha-ha. So he's got speed stick all over his chest, speed stick all over his fucking armpits, and he walks back over to his thing, and I'm like, all right, well, now he's going to at least get dressed. I mean, he's not going to take a shower, which is disgusting, but at least he's going to get dressed. He reaches into the locker for what I assume are clothes. No, he reaches into the locker for speed stick. And he puts his foot up on the bench. So he's got one foot on the floor, one foot on the bench. He pops the speed stick and leans over. He's talking. He leans over like you would tie your shoes. Well, he leans over and he takes the speed stick and he covers his balls and his cock with speed stick. Just fucking up and down, like rampaging and into the grooves, like into your, your thighs, like, the crook of your leg, like of where you're basically your scrotum. He fucking leans in. And then, folks, I'm not even joking. And I apologize for this. And I apologize that you have to hear it, but it's fucking true. He stands up straight with one foot on the bench and one foot on the floor, reaches down, skins back his dick and fucking speed sticks his cock. Like to reach the unreachable places, he actually skinned it back. Because at this point I've noticed he's uncircumcised. At least I noticed it 5 hours ago when he fucking took his pants off and started gallivanting around the fucking gym. So he did. He peeled back. He went, you know what? I got to take off the fireman's hat and go right underneath. Boom. Right into the anteater's nose. He said, yep, I'm speed sticking the whole goddamn thing. So he fucking peeled it back and I mean, balls and cock, I mean, and hard. Not even like one swipe. No. If it made a noise, it would be like he's, burying himself in speed stick. The guy's a fucking human candle at this point. And puts the cap back on the speed stick and puts it back in the locker. And all I can think is, he did the armpit and the chest first, and then he goes to the balls and cock. But that means yesterday he did balls and cock, and today he did chest. I'm like, oh my God, this guy... Dude, no shower. First of all, bad enough, stinking, but then fucking speed stick all over chest and armpit, and then cock and balls. That's the thing. All right, look, if you put it on, you don't take a shower and you stink, and you put it in your armpits, fine. Put it on your chest, maybe. I don't know. Cock and balls, no, never good. Never makes sense. I don't give a fuck if your cock is on fire, and the only thing that can put it out is speed stick. Let it burn to ash. Do not put speed stick on your cock and balls. I'm horrified. He puts the speed stick back in the fucking locker, goes around and starts talking to guys again, making a lap again, doing his glad handing. And I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm just as bad as him now because I've been sitting there, in underwear the whole time. Like, I'm just as bad. So finally, I get undressed and I start to put on my clothes. I'm not going to shower. I'm just getting the fuck out of there, going home and climbing into a shower for about a month after watching this display. And I'm sitting on the end of the bench, and I'm getting dressed, and I'm all dressed now except for shoes. So I bend down to put my shoes on. He walks back over. He comes to the bench. He puts his foot up on the bench. He's right on the. I'm on the end, and he's on the end. But now I'm facing where he is. He reaches into his locker, grabs a speed stick, puts one foot up on the bench. And it's almost slow motion to this point. Like I'm tying my shoes, but I can see, I feel his presence and I see his foot go up. And I'm like, no. And I finish tying my shoes and I sit up just in time. I'm a foot away from this guy's ass as he buries the speed stick into the crack of his ass. He does, are you all right? He does his ass cheeks. He does the inside of the crack of his ass and down his taint, all the whole backyard. He did the front yard earlier and took a lap. Now he's got his foot in the air, and I'm at a drive-in movie right now. It's 3D ass crack, fucking speed stick jammed up there, and he's wedged. I mean, he's not even like, he's going for broke. It looks like he's trying to put it on his liver. I mean, he's trying from the ass. He's trying to go in through the ass and get his kidneys because he is buried fucking wrist deep with speed stick up and down his ass crack and his ass cheeks, doing that, doing his fucking scrot, doing his fucking cock and balls, does that whole area. And I'm horrified. So horrified that I sat there and I pondered it. I'm like, that didn't just happen. And as he's talking, he puts the speed stick away and gets dressed. Grabs his bag, waves to everybody, and walks out of the locker room to go on what I can only assume is the worst first date in the history of human courtship. You guys can get me at mikeandmikeschmidtcomedy.com. You guys can friend me on Facebook at facebook.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/the40yearoldboy. You can follow our friend Lily Von Stupp at twitter.com/mnts or twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp. Keep an eye out for those court updates. I'm sure they'll be coming on Twitter, hot and heavy, fast and furious. If you want to send her a personal note and ask her all of the questions that I've been asking this entire first 35 minutes of this episode, who doesn't get a cord included in a box? You can write her a personal note at lily@burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Hide your eyes, Afterbirth! I am Yeet, head of the Floor Guard, telling you, no, commanding you to go to Zazzle.com/40yearoldboy and procure all of the merchandise. That's Zazzle.com, 40-year-old boy!
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine, 10 o'clock Monday nights. I'm good friends with the producer of that show. Her name is Lily Von Stupp. Hey, Lily.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good news. So you've got the Monday Night Teas. Now let's talk about this really quick. This past weekend, Lily Von Stupp, you were written up in the Los Angeles Times. Is that correct?
I was.
The Monday Night Teas, and a huge story on you and a huge story about the show and how the success has been booming and everything cool about you. That's great, right?
Yeah, and a slideshow on the LA Times website as well with like 50 pictures from the show. Insane.
Amazing pictures, and it was like a front page article in the California section, and then on the second page too, it was just as big with a huge picture of everybody from the Teas.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's
and
awesome.
You were in there?
I wasn't really in there.
Yes, you were. They referenced you.
There was a sentence. It's a comedian, Mike Schmidt, said that. It wasn't like anything. It's no big deal. It's about you. Stop.
It is about me, but again.
Good. Sure.
Like I said when I posted the article, it was so nice to me to see so many photos used of so many performers because I can't do the show without them.
Sure.
If it weren't for my great hosts like you, and if it weren't for the incredible performers,
Yes.
Monday Night Teas wouldn't be as good as it is.
All right. Well, I'm glad and congratulations. That's fantastic news. And then the show Monday, of course, was crazy busy.
Jam-packed.
Yeah.
People from Pasadena and Newport and fucking somebody drove from San Diego.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Great. Well, congratulations. And so there's a show coming this week.
Yes.
Is it a theme show?
It is. It's our Madonna show.
Madonna, as
All
in.
Madonna all night.
That's big.
It is.
That's a good plan. So who will be doing the Lady Gaga number?
No one.
What?
No.
If you're doing Madonna, you got to do Lady Gaga.
Straight Madonna.
All right.
Straight Madonna all night long.
I wouldn't say straight.
Well, okay. Bisexual Madonna all night long.
All right. So, but are you dancing?
I am hosting as Martha Quinn because we do it all as MNT. You heard it here first.
Oh, Monday Night Teas.
Rock the
That's
whole
great.
TV. Everybody in the show is introduced as Madonna. We make jokes all night long that she changes her appearance.
Folks, if you have not been to the Monday Night Teas, if you've never been, this is the week to go because you get an idea. I'm not kidding. It's like because it's getting big. It's starting to sell out a lot, so there aren't a lot of tickets available all the time. Lily's hosting, and then it's a theme show with an actual theme that's a wraparound. It's not, and naked chicks. I mean, how do you not go? So, I know my wife Karen will be there. I will unfortunately not be there, but Karen's coming to see the show. That's going to be great. So if you see Karen, say hi to her. If you see Lily, grab her ass. As always, from this show, if you're there, grab her ass. She'll know. So that's the Monday Night Teas at 10 o'clock p.m. Monday on the on Santa Monica and Vine at the 3 Clubs. It's called, and it's the Madonna show this week, so that'll be huge. On Facebook, there's all these pages to bring me to places. I went to Portland, I went to Phoenix, and I'm going to Austin, Texas, folks. I may have mentioned that June 3rd. I'll be in Austin, Texas. The show is at the Cold Town Theater, and there'll be tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets. You can get the link through my Facebook page. This microphone drives me fucking crazy because you know what I sound like? I sound like I'm recording in the street. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing a stand-up with people in the street. You're like, oh, it's great. Well, you have to say that because otherwise you'll feel the wrath of the cord. Oh, good. I'm glad. So if you guys want me to come, if you're going to come to, I will tell you, tickets are on sale for Austin, and they will be, of course, for the next month or so. But if you're going, buy some tickets so I know that people are going. I would hate to be that guy sweating it out until the last day, and all of a sudden people buy tickets. I'm, oh, whew, this is good. I'm coming to Austin either way. It would be nice if there's an audience. So, and we've sold some tickets. I shouldn't say like that. It's only been a couple weeks, but you know me. I'm a guy who would love. I want it to bed, and Portland has set the standard for you guys. So there's Austin. There's a tough act to follow. And then there's other cities that want me to come. There's Indianapolis, and I should tell you this: the New York Fringe Festival starts letting people know this week. I believe April 26th is when they start sending out the notices, and they let you know either way. They let you know whether you made it or you did not make it, so it won't be a mystery. I'll know if I'm going or if I'm not going. So let's hope I am. And let's all keep our fingers crossed for that. And if I don't, fuck it. We'll just do there's already a Bring Mike to New York page, so we'll do that. And then there's Bring Mike to Kansas City. I don't know if there's any real progress there. There's all sorts of cities. There's some new ones that I want to mention. There's a Bring Mike to Colorado page. I don't know if they want me to just wander the entire state, entertaining strangers, if they're going to put together a city or a venue that they want me to come to specifically, if they want me to just come to the Rockies and talk to goats. I have no idea. But right now there's a Bring Mike to Colorado. I'm sure they'll tighten it up and get it more specific eventually. And there's also this is, and look, I like them all. We're looking into Minneapolis, which I'm excited about. Indianapolis, I'm very excited about. But this particular page just started, and I'm actually really excited because this is a place I've never been and a place I've always wanted to go. And there's ulterior motives for me wanting to go. They just started a Bring Mike to Philadelphia page. Bring Mike Schmidt to Philadelphia. And there's already some members on there. And I want to come to Philadelphia, folks. I'm not going to lie to you because I will book it the week the Phillies are in town. I've already got a date kind of in my head. Like I looked already because then I would come to town Thursday, go to the Phillies game, stay over, do my show Friday night, and then maybe stay Saturday and see the Phillies. I'm making it a 3-night thing. I have no idea if I can. Look, I can't sell 2 shows. Obviously, I'm not going to justify that. I'll probably lose money going to Philadelphia.
You
What?
should do a take Mike to the ball game. Lucky winner, buy 2 seats and take you to the ball game.
Oh, that's what people want. That's exactly what they want. They want to pay to do things with Mike Schmidt. That's what we should. You know what? It shouldn't even bring Mike to town to do the show. It should just be bring Mike to town for breakfast. Bring Mike to town to watch fucking 30 Rock with you, and he'll laugh about it, and we'll joke, and we'll have a good time. This is fantastic, folks. The onus is off me then. I just got to be funny in person with you guys. I just went to a ball game. I saw the Phillies last week in San Diego, and I may have mentioned on here Clay is a listener, and Clay and his wife took Karen and I to sushi once, and we got along great. So they live near San Diego, and I said, dude, the plan was I was going to go to San Diego for 2 days. I was going to go Thursday, go to the game Thursday night, stay overnight, and go Friday to the game, and then come home Saturday. I was going to bring Karen, so I contacted Clay. I actually went to Priceline and got an amazing price on a hotel. I offered that it was like a 3.5 star, whatever. It's $180 or whatever. I offered I offered 40, and they said yes. I was just goofing around. I offered 40 on Priceline. They said yes. So I all right. So then I was like, we got to do this. Now we're doing it. So I wrote Clay a note, and then I woke Karen up in the morning. I said, hey, we're going to San Diego for the weekend. She goes, I can't. I got something to do tomorrow morning. So I went alone to San Diego, folks. I drove myself, and then we went to the ball game and had a great time with Clay and his friend Mike. His buddy Mike, I guess, is the guy who knew of me and introduced my show to Clay. But I will tell you, it's funny being with them. It was really fun. We had a great time. We went to a gastropub, and then we went to the game. But then I would talk the way I normally talk. And they would look at each other and laugh like this with this weird thing like, I can't believe he's fucking here talking to us. This is the stupidest thing in the world, which was odd. It was kind of strange. You know what I mean? Because I forget what I said at one point. Oh, because you know what? The vendors were walking around in San Diego. They have the quietest vendors I've ever seen. They don't yell. They're not like bear hair. They carry pictures of what they're selling and they hold it up to save their voices, I guess. So this woman walked by and she had a picture, and I was like, what is that even a photo of? And we couldn't figure it out, and she turned it around. It was a churro. And I said, oh, fuck that. I go, she's got to yell churros. A picture of a churro is not easily, you can't figure out exactly what it is right away. I go, fuck you, churro wrangler. Start yelling churros, goddammit. I go, I don't even want to fucking solve it. I want you to say, hey, churros, motherfucker. And Clay just starts laughing, and he looks at Mike, and they're laughing, and they're just like, yeah, churro wrangler is fucking hilarious. So it's just stupidity that we would normally do, you know? So I had a good time at the game with them, and then I got all sad because I was lonely, and I came home. I didn't even go to Friday's game because I didn't have Karen with me. It was stupid. I know it was dumb. So I paid for the hotel room for nothing. I was in it for 15 minutes. Idiot. But we had a good time at the game. So what was the point of that? Oh, bring Mike to Philadelphia and bring me to a game. People don't want to hang out with me, so that's what I was like. Clay and Mike, they just hung out. Yeah, sure they do. Until I start talking about a cord. We get together, we go out to dinner, and it's like, hey, this sushi's pretty good. Did I tell you guys about my headphones? Oh, fuck. Hold on. Waiter, I'll take the check and a gun. And preferably not in that order, so he's got to pay. So go to Facebook. There's all these pages that you can sign up on. You want me to come to Colorado, you go to Minneapolis. There was a theater we looked at in Minneapolis, but it's like $370 to rent the theater, and that's a bite in the ass, man. That's a lot of dough because I'm paying for the whole thing myself, as you folks know, unless you guys want to go ahead and, you know what, why don't you just have a barn raising? Why don't we do that? Pennsylvania's close to Amishville. Why don't you guys raise a barn, and I'll do a show in it, and then we can go to the Phillies game. All right. Everybody wins. The Amish get a barn, I do a show, we all go to the Phillies. So sign up for the Bring Mike to Philadelphia page because, man, I want that to fucking happen. I want it to happen soon. Minneapolis, Indianapolis, Kansas City, all these pages I am excited about. Australia, Ireland, everybody. Some guy started a Bring Mike to Mars page, I think, just as a goof. It already has more people than the Portland page. No, that would be funny if it did. But bring me to your town. Go to Facebook and sign up. Be my friend. And also, by the way, I should tell you, be Lily's friend on Facebook, and you can be David Hernandez's friend. Oh, yeah, Lily turns people down. Don't be Lily's friend. I apologize. Do you really?
Yeah, because I check, and as soon as I see that they're friends with you, I add them.
Because I know you turn people down.
I do if I don't know them.
Yeah.
But if I know that they're already your friend,
Okay, and then be friends with David Hernandez, who does all the artwork and the spots for this show. If you want to find them, go to the Mike Schmidt, my Facebook page, at facebook.com/the40year-old-boy, and under Mike Schmidt Incorporated, you will see Lily and you will see Dave Hernandez. You can go ahead and be their friends through that link right there. And also all the pages, all the ticket sales. Also, don't forget the Zazzle store is open. We're selling Zazzle merchandise. And if you go to the Joe Business page on MikeSchmidtComedy.com, you can click through and you can go ahead and get to the Zazzle store via that and buy stuff from the Zazzle store. Or you can buy the Year 1 and Year 2 download sets, which are available. And very soon, the Year 3 download set will be available, along with possibly a grouping of all three. I don't know. I don't want to give anything away until it's ready. But I can tell you that Idaho Kirk has they've built a canopy over the hole in his skull, and he's been very busy working on my website. And he's making progress, and he tells me we are making very good progress. So hopefully soon I will have something to announce regarding the website and sales of the download set. And at all times, however, the MikeSchmidtComedy.com website is open. Oh, Jesus. And don't forget, you can donate to the show by in the upper left-hand corner. There's a little Schmitty with his pocket out. Go ahead and click on him and donate to the show, and that would be great. And you can get your name mentioned on this show, because some people already have done that. People like Greg H. He didn't say to say his whole name. Greg H. donated to the show. Thank you, Greg H. I truly appreciate that very much. Also, I should tell you about this person named Thomas F. Thomas F. donated to the show. Thank you, Thomas F. And also, this is, all right, I think I mentioned this on another episode, but we're finally up to his donation. $500 by midnight. Donated to the show. And I actually wrote him and I said, I hope you're a pimp or a robot. I think I mentioned that. But it turns out he's a podcast about Las Vegas, but based in Minneapolis, I suppose, something odd like that. But 500 by midnight sponsored the show. Thank you so much for donating to the show. I truly appreciate it. So that's Greg H., 500 by midnight, Thomas F., and folks, if you want me to say your full name on the show, you can go ahead and mention that. Like this gentleman, Zachary Landis. Zachary Landis donated to the show, and he said, hey, go ahead and say my full name. So I have done just that. And now, if you look around, you can see people fleeing in terror from Zachary Landis. Because they don't want to be friends with a guy who would have his full name said on a podcast. They're out of there. They're taking off. They're like, and you like that guy's show and you befriend him? Didn't you hear the 45 minutes where he bitched about a goddamn set of headphones? This show is not worth it. Get lost, Zachary Landis. But he will not. He sticks around and he donates. Good for him. So thank you to all of those people. Zachary Landis, 500 by midnight, Greg H., Thomas F. Thank you all for donating to the show. We truly appreciate it. Everybody at Mike Schmidt Incorporated, be their friends. Send the donations. Everybody gets a split. We split it all the way. It's very important for me to tell you that. And when I get audited by the IRS, I will bring you all as character witnesses. I mentioned I was with Clay and them at the ball game, and I was just being me, and it was great. They liked it. Hey, guess what, folks? There are people who don't enjoy me being me. And it's because I forget that when I'm with normal people, they don't know me. So here's what happened. I'm at Graveyardville, and there's a woman who lives there, and she's very nice, and she and I get along really well. We've become friends over the past year and a half or so. And she'll sometimes, when she comes in at night from being out, she'll stop in and then she'll come into the office and sit down and we'll talk about, her friends, my shows, anything. I've told her about the podcast and she refuses to listen. And she said, she actually told me, she goes, I don't want to listen to it because if you say something that's sketchy, I don't want to be like weirded out when I have to see you again. And I'm like, well, then by all means, don't listen. Because that's all I do is say things that are sketchy. The entire show is me being sketchy from beginning to fucking end. So she's never listened to the show, and we get along fine. To the point where we actually, we've exchanged Christmas gifts. She bought stuff for me and Karen. She bought us Karen and I bought her something. We get along very well. But I don't think she knows me. She knows the me that I choose to show her. Which is, I'm a nice guy. I amp it up for the show here. But I will say things that are, whatever. So anyway, she comes in the other day and she sits down and we're talking and she's very nice. We're getting along. And she's like, oh, I have a dinner tomorrow with a friend of mine. And I said, oh, cool. And she goes, yeah, I haven't seen her in maybe a year. And I haven't seen her since her husband died. And I went, oh my God. I go, that's awful. And I go, did he died? Did you see her at the wake? Is that what it was? She goes, no. She goes, I had dinner with her a year ago, but then her husband died in the interval. It was terrible. And I said, was he, she said husband was killed. And immediately when I hear husband was killed, I think he got murdered. I think something crazy happened. Because if someone dies, they die and they could be sick. But if someone was killed, something bad fucking happened. And she's young. This woman is young, so her friend must be young. So I said, killed? Was he murdered? And she says, no, he was riding a bike and got hit by a car. And I of course, I immediately have to tell her about the guy in Portland who I just saw get hit by a car. And I'm like, dude, that's terrible. I go, that's awful. I just saw a guy get hit by a car. She's like, yeah. I said, oh man. I go, is she okay? And the woman goes, no, dude, she's not okay. I just told you her husband is dead. And I go, well, yeah. I mean, I don't mean like, is she okay? Like everything's fine now. I'm just saying, is she okay? Like she's, I mean, is she settled? It's been a while, right? And she goes, no, dude, she's not okay. Her husband is dead. All right. I just told you that. Why would she be okay? And I get my hackles up a little bit at this point because I don't know this person. And you say the things you're supposed to say, which are, is she okay? Or that's terrible. Or, oh my gosh, that's a horrible thing to have happened. I'm just seeing after the person. I'm just, you're just talking. It's that, because what do you say when somebody got run over by a goddamn car? You can't, you know what I mean? So I go, oh, I didn't really, so now that's twice now. I've said, I didn't, I don't really mean, is she okay? So now the third time, I go, look, I don't mean, is she okay? Like, is everything fine? Okay. I'm just saying, is she okay? Is she settled in? It's been a while now. Has she moved on? I mean, it's just something you say. And she goes, whatever. I mean, dude, I don't know why you'd ask if she was okay. I mean, her husband died. I mean, how could she be okay? And I go, hey, I don't give a fuck if he's dead or she's dead or who these fucking people are. I was trying to be nice.
Oh my God.
Because I'm getting a little tired of getting pinned to the wall for asking a genuinely interesting, nice question. I don't give a fuck. I told her. I said, I don't give a fuck if she's dead or he's dead. I don't care who's dead. I don't know these people. Because you know what? The first two times I rolled with it. The third time with the, the whole, hey, you know what? Yeah, she's not okay. I know she's not fucking okay. All right? Her husband's dead. Haven't you heard? I heard. But I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he's dead, she's dead. I don't give a fuck if I was driving the motherfucking car. So I said that as I would say it to any of you. I said I don't give a fuck if she's dead or he's dead. I don't care. I'm just trying to be nice, all right? And she goes, "Really? Okay." I said, yeah, I'm just, I know she's not okay. She goes, all right, I'm going to go upstairs. And that was it. She walked out, didn't say goodnight, went right upstairs. Haven't seen her since. So I'm going to assume I ended that friendship. Was I wrong? Yeah, probably. But was I kind of right too? Yeah, I think I was, God damn it. And now I'm torn. I'm like, I got to write her a note of apology because I really do want to write her a note of apology. I really, really do. I want to because I mean, and I'm going to write in the note, look, I don't mean to salvage anything here. I'm just going to say this because I think you deserve an apology because the problem was I was me. I showed her who I was and she's made it very clear. I don't want to know who you are. I don't want to listen to your show and find out who you are because then I'm probably not going to like you. Yep. I'm sure she walked up those stairs and thinking, oh yeah, I didn't know that guy at all. Nope, you didn't. Not at fucking all. And look, you might think I'm a terrible guy and I said terrible things just because I said what was on my mind, but it took getting poked with a stick 3 fucking times for me to say exactly what I wanted to say. But, I think we can all agree on this. I might say terrible things and I might do terrible things and I might be the guy that everybody wants me to be sometimes, but I'm always the guy that I am, unfortunately, all the time. But the bottom line is I know where my speed stick goes. All right? I do not put it in an area that it's not supposed to be. My speed stick goes here and fucking here and never there and certainly never there. So I've got that going for me. I like showering and I don't want to walk around like a human fucking... I am just stupid enough
to think that when people listen to me and they listen to the show, they should take my honesty and go, oh, wow, how refreshing his unvarnished honesty is. And the fact that he's willing to have a scorched earth policy and have no friends or no fucking future is so refreshing and great. But then they'll say to me, hey, do you need somebody raped for the steak? I go, yes, I do. Done. They'll take care of it for me. Thanks, Snake Rape. Oh, no one listens to show, bro? Wonder why? Wonder why no one listens to show, bro? I don't want to listen to show, bro. Please. Snake Rape, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.